Baseball here on the Roncalli Media Network. Rob Brown and Matt Donovan with you tonight at La Pinta Field. A gorgeous night on the south side for baseball, and it's a south side rivalry game as two schools separated by just 3 miles. Roncalli and Southport hooking up in the final week of the regular season. Cardinals come in at 6-15, Royals 12-11. Let's jump right to the lineups for the Cardinals. Mitch Unversaw leads off. He's in center field. Eli Beck bats second. He's at first base. Dante McDonald, the third baseman, hits third. Bryce Calvert in left field hits fourth. Caden Colford in right field bats fifth. Mikey Takis at second base bats sixth. Calvin Miller, the DH, hits seventh. Peyton Phoenix behind the plate bats eighth. And Nick Godsey, the shortstop, hits ninth. For the Royals defensively, usuals in the outfield, Rudy Shutley in left, Johnny Rader in center, Joey Milto in right. Left side of the infield, usuals as well. Carter Simmons at third, Andrew Ball at short. Sam Rader at second base. Eric Moyers gets the start over at first. Christian Ample behind the dish. And on the hill, the junior right-hander, Tanner Hudspeth, making his 9th appearance. All starts. He has a 3-4 record, a 4.74 ERA, 31 innings pitched. He has allowed 27 runs, 21 of them earned, 24 hits, 49 strikeouts against 21 walks. And last week of the regular season, light week for the Royals after a busy week last week that saw them play 4 games. And I think, Matt, most significantly, the Royals ended the week with a very uplifting 6-3 win, come-from-behind win over Carmel, who's not a top 10 team, but they're in that other receiving votes category. So they beat a very good team and did something they haven't done all year, and that's have a big inning. It was a 6-run fourth that served to be the decider for the Royals.
Anytime you can go out and beat Carmel, who's always got a great program with great coaching staff, great players, that's a huge win. And when you're down and you come back, that's confidence you need at the end of the season.
So Unversaw leads us off, senior center fielder, hitting .298. And the pitch outside, taken for a strike, caught the corner. This game underway. Our official start time 5:34, 5:34. 81 degrees our game time temperature, 10 miles an hour wind. Out of the northwest, that fouled back, out of play down the right side. Moyers runs out of room. Wind drifting out toward right center field. Of course, as always, our weather conditions provided by Matt Donovan, who is also certified by the American Meteorological Society.
Still adding that to my resume in case you wanted
to know.
Yeah.
As you should.
I mean, if Swoop McLean could have a long career, I'm thinking, I could step in any time.
I think Swoop McLean has finally hung up the PA mic for Chittard football. That's what I was told.
Great voice. Just a great voice.
Hudspeth inside corner, 2 tied on Unversaw, and it goes 1-2. Southport clad in the all-black uniforms. I've not seen that look from the Cardinals before. Black tops, black pants, white numerals and lettering, the red hats, red helmets.
Usually you don't see this on a hot kind of day. You obviously see the grays or something like that.
Yep.
Kudos to them for busting them out. They look good.
They do look good. That pitch missed away. Their hats are black with the red bill and the Cardinal logo on the front.
You have to respect somebody wearing the all black on a sunny day.
In on the fist, fouled over the roof of the first base dugout. Unversaw stays alive. Royals clad in the customary home blue tops, royal blue tops with the white numerals and lettering, trimmed in red, white pants. And the royal blue caps with the white panel front, royal blue bill, and the Roncalli Cross-R logo. Off-speed pitch stayed up, and the count gone full now after Hudspeth was ahead in the count 0-2. The count has gone full to the leadoff batter, Mitch Unversaw.
Hudspeth just missed. He wanted to throw a fastball with the intent of going by him and just had it upstairs too high.
Went in on the fist, and Unversaw again fouls it back. Third foul ball of the at-bat.
Unversaw did a nice job of staying alive there, Rob. He was late, but he got around to pretty much keep himself alive, which is a good move on his part in that end. Are you getting your pregame meal here?
Yes, delivered to the box by the great Taylor Turk.
Whose mom was a great basketball player,
yes.
I might add.
3-2 pitch again coming. Fisted foul again, weakly in front of the first base dugout. So it's a lengthy at bat. So even if Hudspeth retires Unversaw, the leadoff hitter, that's one of the job descriptions of a leadoff hitter. You want to see as many pitches as possible.
Plus the fact, one of the things that Unversaw is doing is he's staying alive, but Hudspeth is really trying to break it in on his hand so he can't get around. So credit to him.
That pitch missed away, and it's a walk. Nice at bat for the leadoff hitter Unversaw, and the first baseman Eli Beck steps to the dish. Senior batting a team best 367. He's the only regular in the lineup tonight with an average over 300. Southport, we mentioned 6-15 on the year. They've dropped 6 in a row. That ball is fouled off the shin of the catcher Ample. Most recently losing on Saturday against Terre Haute North, 11-5.
I thought Ample almost took that off the face mask grab, so obviously I'm due for my eye examination here pretty soon.
0-1. Curveball drops in nicely for a strike.
That was a great pitch because he completely confused Beck on that one. He thought it was coming at him, dropped down in the zone, kind of buckled his knees, and boy, that's a beautiful pitch for him to be throwing in that situation.
Moyer's holding Unversaw over at first. Unversaw leads the team with 10 stolen bases in 11 tries. Good to see our friend Jeter, the German Shepherd, is back on the premises.
Oh, thank goodness.
Found out his name is Jeter.
Really?
Yes.
After number 2, I would assume.
Correct. Yep.
Now, does he retrieve like number 2 would do?
He gets out. He went and got some on Friday night. He was here with us on Friday night.
Okay.
In case you're just joining us, the German Shepherd that has been patrolling the third base foul line, just beyond the fence line, running down foul balls the last couple weeks. Anthony Soupy's family dog,
okay.
Jeter.
I would not want to get in its way. I'll take your word for it.
Big dog. You put a saddle on that thing.
Got a pretty good mouth to take out my leg.
0-2, fouled back again. This is a long first inning.
Beck did a really nice job. He was kind of late on that one. Missed just barely, but he is really trying to see as many pitches as he can possibly see in this first inning.
Well, the luxury that Aaron Kroll has tonight, the Royals have not played since Friday, so the bullpen is reset, and you only have 2 games this week. So you don't have to save guys.
So you have some arms
for
available.
Later in the week. Right. Royals play at Lawrence North on Thursday night. They don't play again until the sectional opener. Runner goes, swung on a miss, throw down, good throw, and he's in there, just in under the tag.
Boy,
that was close.
The throw was perfectly placed. And he Unversaw had just a great jump. But boy, Ample put a nice throw down to second on that. If he would have had maybe a step, he would have had him, but nice accuracy.
Beck retired on the swing and miss, so that's the first out of the inning. Unversaw over at second base now for Dante McDonald, junior third baseman, hitting .294. Hits from the right side.
3 for 3 on guys with the most open stance. It's amazing.
Fouled right back at us.
I was ready.
You were indeed ready.
Had the hand already.
I flinched a little bit.
I didn't.
I know you didn't. That's because you're a pro.
Well, taking one too many off the face mask in my life. How's that, okay?
That's fair enough.
All right. I was going to protect you if it was needed.
Oh, I know you were.
Yeah.
Saw the hand come up. Hudspeth steps off.
I'm sure I would have been seeing an orthopedic person after it was over with the broken hand, but that was okay.
Take one for the team.
Rub some dirt on it.
Hudspeth, deep exhale, comes to the plate. Breaking ball went low, and it's 1-1.
It was a pitch he really wanted. You could tell he framed it perfectly. Kind of came over the top just a tad. That was a good pitch. I thought McDonald might bite on it.
Pitch hit hard to the shortstop ball. Long throw. Moyer stretch. It pulls him off the bag. That's an infield hit.
Yep.
McDonald with speed beats that one out.
Ball's the angle that he took was a little bit too wide. He came in kind of at a swooping angle, which just gave McDonald the step he needed. If he would have taken it probably a more sharper angle toward it, Could have been a bang-bang type of play, but that wide angle did not help him in that situation.
So the Cardinals have him at the corners and one out for Bryce Calvert, the sophomore left fielder. Throw over to first. McDonald's back on his stomach.
I'll tell you what, Moyers did a nice job of obviously putting the tag down, but just turned his body to make sure Umbersaw down third didn't get any ideas.
Pitch, runner goes. They cut the throw, and Umbersaw lingering off the bag. He's out.
Boy, great play by Hudspeth. Ample did a great job acting like he was framing his throw to second, threw it right to Hudspeth, and snap throw, got him.
They caught Umbersaw leaning off the bag at third, so that caught stealing goes 2-1-5 on the putout. 2-1-5 on the putout. Second out of the inning. McDonald steals second.
And
that's a big out right there.
It's a huge out. And you would have had second and third. Now you've got just second base. And if in a situation base hit, boy, there's 2 runs you would have had. Now you may not even get a run in.
Outside corner taking a strike, so the count is 1-2 on Calvert. 2 outs in the inning. Scoreless game. Hit to short. This time ball's on it. Sets his feet, throws across to Moyers, and that'll do it for the inning. So the big out at third base helps the Royal defense. And Hudspeth works his way out. In the inning, the Cardinals get no runs, 1 hit. Strand a runner, no Royal errors. We are through a half inning. When we come back, Royals will take their first cracks when we return in 30 seconds on the Roncalli Media Network.
Steve's Flowers and Gifts is your family-owned Indianapolis and Greenwood florist. Our mission is to establish and maintain the highest level.
I've witnessed something for the first time in my life that I don't think I've seen in many a years of being in the communication industry.
Did I miss a rejoin? I was eating a bratwurst.
You were shoveling that bratwurst down as fast as I've ever seen. I was worried for a second that you might lose a space of breath in that.
Sometimes you can't get there. Look at the Roncalli lineup. Rudy Shutley leads off. He's in left field. Johnny Rader's in the center. Joey Milto bats third. He's in right. Andrew Ball at short hits cleanup. Tanner Hudspeth, the pitcher, bats fifth. Christian Ample, the catcher, hits sixth. Carter Simmons is the 7-hitter at third base. Alex Amadeo, the DH, hits eighth. And Sam Rader, the second baseman, bats ninth for the Cardinals defensively. Calvert, Umbersaw, and Colford in the outfield left to right. McDonald and Godsey on the right side. Takis and Beck on the left side. Phoenix is behind the plate. And on the mound, the senior right-hander, Max Shelburne, making his 8th appearance, 5th start. He's 2-3 with a 6.56 ERA, 26 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 34 runs, 25 earned, 32 hits, 39 strikeouts against 19 walks. And be interesting to see, Matt, how this unfolds tonight with Shelburne as the starting pitcher. Went to grade school at St. Jude, so a lot of these guys on Roncalli's team know him. Certainly most of the St. Jude guys played with him at some level.
He was at Roncalli, I think, his freshman
He was.
year.
Yep. Yep.
Leading off for your Royals, the right fielder, number
You know, just
17,
watching him in his warm-up, he
Rudy
has a
Shutley.
tremendous arm snap as he brings it, and his open leg is way back off the mound, but he gets a lot of power and torque as he's throwing. And
Long brown hair out the back of his hat.
Yeah, you got to be, without a doubt, you know, for a guy who has no hair, you got to be jealous of that.
Rudy Shutley takes a pitch on the outside corner strike. Kind of has like a Tim Lincecum type hair look.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. And somewhat of a delivery like Lincecum too.
Dante McDonald's in on the grass. They expect Shutley to lay a bunt down. Instead, he takes a pitch that evens the count as it missed away. No score, bottom of the first. Roncalli and Southport Glad you're spending part of your Tuesday night with us. What a great night on the south side.
Beautiful night.
Shetley takes that pitch up and in. Had to duck out.
I thought maybe La Pinta Beach down in right field would have a few more customers, but, it's the middle of the week. You get it.
Yeah, not a lot of traffic in the right field hillside on a Tuesday night. 2-2 count.
It's a good pitch.
Shetley takes a pitch at the knees.
Max, he really threw a nice fastball down the middle and confused Shetley a little bit.
2-2 count. Shelburne looks in for the sign, and Shetley swings on a pitch up and out of the zone for the strikeout. Swing and a miss. So one gone. Here's Johnny Rader. Johnny, the senior, hitting a team best 368.
The thing about Shelburne, when he pitches, Rob, you can just tell he gets so much push off of his legs, being a tall young man. And at the same point in time, that last pitch, he just blew it away. So Shetley had a hard time going to get it.
Rader takes a pitch inside that gets away from the catcher, Phoenix. The outfield appears to me, Matt, to be very shallow.
Wow. I just realized that is very shallow.
Unversall is way in center, as is the right fielder, Colford. Pitch missed away.
That's shallow for center field. And when you obviously look at second, he's deep.
Yeah, the second baseman, Takis, is back
deep
on the grass.
Yeah.
Against the right-handed hitting Raider. 2-0 pitch. Missed away, 3-0.
It's interesting to see that because typically you'd see the shortstop be deep because obviously it's going to pull it. But maybe they've seen film that I'm not aware of. But, boy, he is deep.
So the 3-0 pitch coming to Raider. Taking all the way, and it catches the corner for strike one. Joey Milto waits on deck. No score, bottom of the first. Roncalli and Southport. Of course, the egg timer's here.
I was so worried that
couldn't see it over there.
Well, I was concerned it may not be here, so
it's here.
I feel better.
3-1.
Got it.
And that clipped him. Clipped him on the arm, so it's a hit by pitch. Would have been ball four regardless, but it's a hit by pitch as ruled by our home plate umpire. Brendan Dudas thought that Raider ducked into that pitch. Either way, Raiders aboard at first with one away.
Number 11, Joey Milto.
Here's Milto. Joey hitting .292 on the year. Just last Friday night at senior night announced that he's going to Bellarmine next year.
Ooh, the Knights.
That was a recent development since you and I last got together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great campus, nice facilities down there. AD's a great individual.
D1 program.
D1 program, yeah.
A-Sun, right?
A-Sun, right, yeah. Little controversy with their basketball program.
Yep.
Thinking they should have gotten in, but
pitch missed away.
They have a great baseball facility with a nice big hill where everybody goes and sits and watches. And now, if they get a lot of rain, that's a whole different ball game. But just a really great campus that's thrived in probably the last 10 years.
Takes a pitch high. It's 2-0.
And Louisville's never a bad place to go play sports,
No. Great sports town.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That league is pretty spread out geographically, though. I imagine there's some tough road trips, baseball road trips in that league.
But if you're the baseball team, you love it because most of those teams are in Florida, so you're away.
Oh, yeah.
Missed
away, it's 3-0. So after striking out Shetley to begin the bottom of the inning in a scoreless game here in the first, 7 of the next 8 pitches from Shelburne have been balls.
Yeah, Shelburne's looking he's having a little struggle here.
Milto taking all the way. That pitch is up, and now he's aboard.
It was a good job by Milto to just kind of see what he could throw. Let me see what you got. He struggled a little bit, Max has, but it was a good move by Milto to just kind of be patient to see if he can hit that zone.
Southport's pitching coach heading out to have a conversation. And already the Cardinals with some action in the bullpen. It's the sophomore Ramon Martinez getting loose.
Even Ramon has a lovely flow of hair.
There's some salads on this team. It's like watching an NHL playoff game.
I agree. Mercy.
You watch any of that? Are you a hockey guy at all?
I am. I've been a Blackhawks fan for a long time, but because the Blackhawks aren't in it, then, it's all secondary.
I admittedly do not watch the NHL. I pay very little attention to the NHL until the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I will try and watch some playoff hockey every night.
The interesting thing that I always am amazed with the NHL is still the handshake line. How that stays controlled is beyond me, but it's one of the traditions that's kind of neat.
And that pitch gets away. Wild pitch in the dirt back to the screen. That will allow Rader and Milto to advance 90 feet.
For a second there, Rob, I thought he might have caught him.
I thought it might have clipped Ball's foot.
I thought it caught
on the way back to the screen.
I did too.
Andrew Ball stands in. Scoreless game, bottom of the first, but he's got teammates at second and third and only one away. Ball hitting .241 on the year, batting cleanup tonight.
Let's go back to Bellarmine for a second. What if you imagine if you're on the team and they came in and said, our next game's in North Florida or Stetson? Oh, darn, right?
Yeah, we're going to Florida again.
In the middle of February, March.
We're going to Florida again.
That's too bad.
That's unfortunate.
Right. Oh, okay.
2-0 pitch to Ball. Coming. In the dirt low.
Boy, Ball wanted to pull the trigger on that one.
He did.
And, a good move by the Royals to basically, Max is obviously struggling a little bit to hit the zone, but at the same point in time, okay, if you're the Royals, you got to see it.
Yeah, make him come to the zone.
Mm-hmm.
3-0 count. Assume Ball's taking all the way here with one out and runners at second and third. He is, and Shelburne pours in a strike at the belt. 3-1, one out, bottom of the first, scoreless game. Roncalli and Southport. Johnny Rader down at third. Joey Milto out at second.
Give Max Shelburne credit. If he's going to bring it in, he's going to try to paint the inside corner, and he's done a good job of it.
And this one hit hard and by the first baseman, Beck, off the end of the bat into right field. One run is in. Here comes Milto. They'll cut the throw. He'll score standing up. It's a 2-run single by Ball, and the Royals lead it 2-0.
Interesting. That was a shot that went past the first baseman. If you were watching a highlight, I think the right fielder was a little bit late in getting the ball and getting his throw in, which enabled the second run to come across. If he were a little bit quicker, it could have been a close play, but he's got to be a little bit faster in that motion.
Here's Tanner Hudspeth hitting 200. Fouled that one off the handle.
That looked like it almost got him
on
well.
the hand, yeah. Fouled that one off the handle. Hudspeth on the mound tonight. Not in his usual spot over at first base when he's not pitching.
Ball has to be careful on this one. Don't get picked off. You got one out. Give Hudspeth the opportunity to move you around, but don't get yourself doubled off.
Yeah, with one out, you can still manufacture another
Absolutely.
run here.
Get yourself in scoring position.
Pitch taking a strike, and Hudspeth behind 0-2. 2-0 Royals lead, bottom of the first, one away.
You can tell Ball is eager, but there's a point of where eager turns in don't be stupid. And you got to be careful in that end.
Swing and a miss. No, foul tip. Got out of the glove.
And Ball's lucky because Shelburne was too much into his rotation when he saw him take a step. If he could have very easily put his foot back, that could have been interesting. We could have been in a rundown.
Both of these teams only playing 2 games this week. Royals will be at Lawrence North Thursday night to close out the regular season. Southport will head to the north side and play North Central on Thursday night. Then sectional play gets underway next Wednesday night here at Roncalli. Royals taking on Perry Meridian in Game 1. Southport and New Pal to follow in Game 2.
Right back at it.
Swing and a miss. Hudspeth is down. Ball goes. The throw short hops the bag, so Ball has himself a stolen base. Hudspeth has gone on strikes for out number 2.
Good jump by Ball. Hudspeth, obviously, the strikeout distracted the catcher, but nonetheless, you're in scoring position on that situation. I'm sure Hudspeth would love to have that appearance back.
Christian Ample stands in, the catcher, hitting .310 on the year.
If Ample can pull this, he's going to
miss.
Ball's going to have a nice stroll on home, because that is a wide gap between left and center.
The left fielder, Calvert, is hedged toward the line. Yeah, there's a huge space in left center field. And we saw Ample, that pitch, the catcher can't find it, gets away from him, and Ball heads down to third. So Ball at third. 2 outs, 2-0 Royals lead, bottom of the first. We saw Ample homer here on Monday night last week against Lawrence North.
He had a great
straightaway left field.
And that was a shot, too. If I remember, the wind was pretty strong that evening.
Pretty still. That pitch almost got to the backstop, but a nice play by Phoenix to jump out of his crouch and catch that one in the left-hand batter's box. 2-1 count to Ample. 2 outs. Ball down at third base. Shelburne, a long look, delivers, swing and a miss. Ample had a big cut.
That was a good pitch by Max Shelburne. He really threw it strong past him.
Count evens 2-2.
Ample's just got to be really, as we would always say, stay back. Don't try to be anxious, but stay back and try to push the ball through the zone.
Fouls that one off the end of the bat, out of play down the right side.
He did a good job because he was late on that one, and he stayed alive for another opportunity.
Shelburne gets another baseball and heads right back to the rubber. He's ready to go. Ramon Martinez still loosening down in the right field corner in the Southport bullpen. 2-2. Hit hard and well down the left side, but hooking well foul into the construction zone. Hopefully Jeter will run that one down for us.
Sorry, not to talk over you. I was trying to eye to see if Jeter, unfortunately, a young man got it, which is disappointing. I was hoping to see Jeter just go nail that and bring it back, but okay.
Count is 2-2.
Boy, was Ample way out in front of that one. He pulled that.
2-2 the count. Pitch. Hit foul, out of play off the end of the bat down the right side.
This is a time where you give credit where credit is due. I think the last time, or the first time I saw Ample, he was, number 8 in the batting spot? He creeped his way up.
Yeah, he was hitting below 200 up until about the first week in May. He's gotten some regular playing time behind the plate and has pushed his average up over 300.
Well, and he's protecting the plate. That's the thing you have to give him credit. I mean, now the minute I say that, I hope I don't jinx him, but he's protecting the plate and staying alive.
2-0 the score. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. He chased ball 3. That'll end the inning. Shelburne strikes out all 3 outs, but in the inning, the Royals get 2 runs, aided by a walk and a hit by pitch. Also a 2-run single by Andrew Ball. Two runs, 1 hit in the inning, no errors, and 1 left. We're through 1. Roncalli leads Southport 2-0. We're back in 30 seconds on the Roncalli Media Network. Commissioner account of this game without the express written consent of the Roncalli Media Network is prohibited. Rob Brown and Matt Donovan with you. Number 1 softball team in the country. David Laux Roncalli Royals over at Center Grove tonight. And no score in the bottom of the second. Lori and Molly Crosley are on the scene down there for us. Our intrepid reporters keep us posted with that.
Are they on the payroll for this?
Tonight they are, yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. And, Matt Donovan,
yes,
Roncalli's softball program is 1 win away from 800 wins.
Wow.
As a program.
Wow. That's amazing.
Roncalli's baseball program is just 5 wins away from 1,000 wins.
Holy moly. And I saw John Wirtz in the building.
And John Wirtz is here, the Hall of Famer. He's responsible for north of 700 of those 995.
And I always give credit to John Wirtz. John had the most simple signs you could ever possibly imagine. 1, steal. 2,
yes.
Or 2 was bunt, I think. Of course, he would deny every bit of that, but it was the most creative signs I think I've ever seen in baseball.
Caden Colford, the senior, is in right field, batting in the 5th spot. Still looking for his first hit of the season in 15 tries. Knuckles this one to third base. Simmons charges from third. Nice throw for the out. Simmons very aggressive. Charged that ball, set his feet, made a nice throw to retire Colford. First pitch of the inning.
And good job by Simmons to not go back. He reacted quickly by getting it cleanly, shifting and throwing. Excellent play by the third
Second
baseman.
baseman, number 4, Mikey Takis.
Mikey Takis, the senior second baseman, stands in, hitting .204. Hits from the right side, bats sixth tonight. Bunt laid down. Simmons was playing back at third base. He has to charge, throws, and he got him again. Moyers kept his foot on the bag, so Carter Simmons flashing a little leather here in this second inning.
Let's give credit to both gents. Simmons with a great play, getting his body to turn and throw, but Moyers did a good job of getting that catch without getting himself in the line. So kudos to both guys. Those are great defensive plays.
And Moyers is what you want in a first baseman.
Absolutely.
6'5", big target over there.
Huge arms, but he kept himself from getting hit, Rob, and that's the thing. You see too many incidents where guys can get hurt. Moyers did a nice job of snapping his hand and getting out of the way.
Calvin Miller with 2 away. The DH stands in. Sophomore hits from the left side, batting 171 on the year. So if you're just joining us, you missed Matt Donovan having a laugh at my expense. Then I'll continue this story in the bottom of the second. Slow roll to second base. Sam Rader's all over it. Thrower for the out. And the Cardinals go in order with 3 ground outs in this second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We'll talk about my hot dog eating exploits when we return on the Roncalli Media Network.
Ortho Indy Hospital was just recognized by Quantros Care Checks Awards as the #1 hospital in Indiana for total joint replacement and for major orthopedic surgery. And you can find that #1 care right here in Johnson County. Hip or knee pain slowing you down? Find relief at Ortho Indy Hospital South in Greenwood. From spine to sports and hands to hips, they can do it all at Ortho Indy, so they can do what's right for you. Schedule time to discuss your options at orthoindy.com/south.
Midwest, providing leading-edge bone, joint, spine, and muscle care for multiple locations throughout Central Indiana, while staying true to their mission and their patients. Give them a call, 317-802-2000. And Ortho Indy will, as always, sponsor our player of the game in the post-game show. Matt Donovan will be in charge of that. 2-0 our score. Royals lead Southport. Head to the bottom of the second. Bottom third of the Royal order due up. Carter Simmons, Alex Amadeo, the DH, and Sam Rader. Well, Matt Donovan having a laugh at my expense earlier in the broadcast tonight as I tried to eat a third of a bratwurst during that 30-second break between half innings. Yeah, unsuccessfully, I might add.
If you would have talked, you were almost going to sound like Charlie Brown's teacher.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. So about 4 or 5 years ago, I was up in Milwaukee on business by myself, had an evening to kill, so I got on StubHub, got myself a ticket to the Brewers game, took a cab, went down to the Brewers, staying downtown.
County Stadium or Miller Park?
Miller Park. This is 4 or 5 years ago.
All right.
Yep. Carter Simmons stands in, hitting 149. And you know how they have the sausage race at Miller Park?
Oh, yeah.
Big favorite, big fan of the sausage race.
Did you participate?
No.
Okay, good.
Simmons takes a first pitch strike. But in the sausage race, you have hot dog, you have Italian, you have Polish, and you have chorizo.
Oh, I forgot about that, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have bratwurst, too.
Bratwurst.
You have 5.
Yep,
chorizo was a recent addition.
Right.
Swing and a miss. Simmons down 0-2. So I took it upon myself. I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a shot. They have a card there where if you say you want to take the challenge, you eat one of each.
Okay.
During the course of the evening. Simmons goes the other way, dumps it into right field. The right fielder fighting the sun. Colford one-hands it for the first out of the inning. Here's Alex Amadeo hitting 206 on the year.
Hitter, number 3.
Had a 2-run double in the win over Carmel on Friday night. So I did the full circuit. I did hot dog, Polish, Italian, bratwurst, chorizo. And if you get all 5, the 5th one's free.
Really?
By the way, you got to get the card punched.
Do you get antacid with the come with?
Well, let's just say, so I enjoyed the game. They're actually playing the Reds. Amadeo lifts this one high in the air down the right side foul. Will it hang up? Long run for Takis, and he runs out of room as the breeze blows it into the batting cage beyond the right field line. The Brewers played the Reds. A fun game. Basically, one of those where I was by myself, so I moved around, sat in a couple different places in the ballpark through the course of the game.
Place, yeah. Okay.
I think I bought at least one of those hot dogs from Gorman Thomas's stand in the right field corner.
Which is a great place to visit.
That's a good bratwurst spot.
Yeah. Storm and Gorman.
Yep, the former Brewers outfielder from the 80s, the great 80s team.
Lovely goatee.
Great beard.
Oh man,
mullet,
the goatee
whole
was
nine.
the goatee was what everybody would have worn back
So
then.
but I'll just I'll be abbreviated with the back end of the story. At about 2 in the morning at my room in the Hyatt Regency downtown, things got a little sideways. That pitch up, and it's 1-2.
I've always wondered if Pepto-Bismol or Pepsid AC may be the title sponsor of that promo, but okay.
So that was the first and last time that I would ever pitch up and out, and it's 2-2. First time and the last time that I will attempt the sausage race challenge, as they call it, at Miller Park. I think it's called American Family
Insurance
Field now.
Oh yeah, Miller Park dropped it, or Miller, excuse
Foul
me.
back. Yeah, American Family based in Wisconsin, Madison. I believe. Yeah.
Proud
Yes,
sponsor of the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yes, it's American Family Field now.
And public speaker Russell Wilson too.
Yep.
Talk about walking into that gold mine.
They also are the title sponsor of the Brewer Radio Network. 2-2. Taken at the knees corner for a strike. So Amadeo's gone on strikes. 4th strikeout of the game already for Shelburne. 2 outs in the inning, and the number 9 hitter, Sam Rader, stands to the plate. One of 2 freshmen in the lineup tonight. Sam hitting .208 on the year.
The one thing you don't want to do in a situation when you've obviously put 2 on the starting pitcher, don't let him get back into a rhythm. You got to get guys on base, and that's really important.
Pitch inside, 2 tied a ball.
I will give Max Shelburne credit. He's pushing these guys back off the white in the batter's box. That's the old Bob Gibson Clemens approach, which is a smart move.
Nice curveball drops in for a strike. And the count evens.
Now, when did you go see your cardiologist after that experience? Was that
when I got back in town?
2 or 3 days?
Yeah, when I got back in town.
All right.
2-3 days later.
And did he clear you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I passed. Got on the treadmill, the whole deal. 2-1, pitch missed away.
By chance, were you like, Pat on the old SNL skit with the Bears fans, How many baker's dozens of sausages you might have had?
Bob Swirsky's super fans?
Yes.
Rolled up the middle, and it gets by the shortstop into center field for a base hit. So Sam Rader, the 2-out hit, hit it right up the middle. Shortstop Godsey tried to get over, but Rader just hit that one too hard. And now the other freshman in the order for the Royals, the leadoff man, Rudy Shetley, comes to the plate. So the Royals, first time through the order, managed 2 runs and 2 hits on the senior right-hander Shelburne.
Rader did a nice job, and that's exactly what you wanted to do is get a count, but at the same point in time, he took a nice pitch that Shelburne threw and drove it right up the middle. Shetley has to get him over.
Shetley fists this one down the right side, and it will drop in front of the right fielder just to the left of the foul line. So a bloop single for Shetley. That allows Rader to go first to third with 2 outs.
Which was aggressive running by Rader, but it paid off because when he made the turn, he had to really hustle because that could have very easily been a close play at third, but kudos to him really putting his head down and motoring over there. Now you're in a situation where now you got corners, and this is what we talk about. You cannot let a starting pitcher, get in a rhythm where he starts mowing people down.
2-0. Royals lead bottom of the second, 2 outs. Runners at the corners, but what Shetley's bloop single did, it kept the inning alive to bring the best hitter on the team to the plate
right
in Rader.
And I was glad I got that done.
And that one gets away from the catcher. That'll be a pass ball that allows Shetley to go down to second.
And that really hurts the pitcher because in a situation, you don't want those types of situations to occur. Now you're pressure. You feel like you have to make the perfect pitch. You don't really want to have those situations happen. Plus, the fact the base hit. Now you got 2 more that could very easily be walking across the plate.
Rader chops this one foul into the fencing in front of the Roncalli dugout, third base side.
I'm just glad that I got all that in before the egg timer turned over. So
Indeed.
I was worried about that.
I'm conditioning you to watch the egg timer. As was the case when Rader came to the plate in the first inning, there was a huge gap in left center field, and the center fielder, Unvershaw, is very shallow. Rader trying to turn on one, and that's in on the fist and fouled left side again, out of play.
And the catcher took a big chunk of Rader's bat on the turner when he swung around.
Yeah, and Rader just turned to ask Peyton Phoenix if he was okay, and he nodded yes.
Kudos to the umpire for taking a little time, too, to make sure he's okay. Man, that bat came around with all kinds of fierce.
1-2 count to Johnny Rader. 2 outs, 2 aboard for the Royals. Bottom of the second, 2-0 Royals lead. Rader just got a piece of that one. Leaned out to protect the outside of the plate, and he just nubbed it foul of the plate about 5 feet.
Great pitch by Max Shelburne. Great piece of hitting by Rader. Because Shelburne threw a beautiful pitch, and Rader did a great job of fouling it off to stay alive. So you tip your hat to both guys in those situations. But, boy, that was a beautiful pitch that he threw. And Rader, good job of really fouling it off. Tony Gwynn would be proud of that one.
So try it again. 1-2 pitch. Shelburne shakes off the first sign, and Rader calls time. He took too long.
I am amazed at how deep the shortstop is.
He's back in the grass.
At least 2 steps.
1-2 pitch. Here it is. Low a ball, 2-2.
Boy, Shelburne really wanted that one. And here's the situation, Rob, that it's kind of dangerous for Southport. If Rader puts it anywhere in the shortstop, vicinity, he could walk down to first base.
It's a long
it's
throw.
So deep. My goodness. You're then giving up a run easily.
2 outs, 2-2 pitch. That one almost back to the screen, and a nice job by Phoenix to lunge to his right and backhand it. But the count has gone full.
On that delivery, you could tell Shelburne did not have a very good grip on it as he let it go. It was going wide big time.
So 2 outs in the inning, full count, 2-0 Royals lead, bottom of the second. Runners will be in motion from second and third. And Rader chops this one to third. McDonald charges, sets, long throw, and the throw, it gets away from the first baseman. Rader's safe. That allows Shetley to come home with the second run of the inning. Rader heads down to second. He's safe, and the Royals lead 4-0.
That's a play we talked about. Put it in the grass, make him come in and make a play. Unfortunately for Southport, McDonald came in as fast as he could. Unfortunately, his throw was wide, and that just made everything go south for Southport.
I think we're going to check. I think they're going to score that an error.
It should be.
Yeah, an error on the third baseman, McDonald.
Yep. And that's unfortunate for McDonald. He hustled as quick as he could to get there to make that play. It's just unfortunate his throw was wide. And then the first baseman was trying as best he can, but then the ball got away and everything unfolded.
So Raiders down at second. 2 runs are in.
Here we go.
And the Royals lead 4-0. Joey Milto at the plate with 2 away.
Heads-up play by Rader, because when the first baseman tried to make obviously when he made his throw, he hustled down to second base. Now he's in scoring position.
Runner goes, throw down. The throw is wide of the bag, and Rader is safe. That throw's on the bag. He's out.
He's out, yes. And the throw, unfortunately, I don't think the catcher had any clue or any idea he was going to go, and that he just got a little jumbled, and that throw was just not a very good throw. It bounced, and McDonald had a hard time trying to get that ball and make the snap tag. But again, he's in scoring position. That's what you want if you're the Royals.
Swing and a miss by Milto.
Milto had a cut that would have gone out to 65 south if he would have gotten hold of that. Our friends in the La Pinta Beach in the right field probably would have waved at it if he would have made contact. He had such a fierce cut.
Off the end of the bat, hits right at the left fielder who had it played perfectly. Calvert barely had to move. And Milto flies out, a hard line out, I should say, to left field to end the inning. But in the inning, the Royals get 2 runs on 2 hits. There was a Southport error and a runner left. We're through 2. Royals lead 4-0. Back in 30 seconds on the Roncalli Media Network.
Harding Porman is a
Donovan with you. We roll on to the 3rd inning. Roncalli leads Southport 4-0. Southside baseball on a Tuesday night. Happy you're spending part of it with us. It's a wind-down week here at Roncalli. Baccalaureate Friday night, graduation Saturday morning. Pat Crosley will be gowned up appropriately on Saturday.
What's Cros's going to do his rain dance to avoid any kind of weather inclement.
Well, that was
inclementing weather or whatever.
That's especially pertinent to you, my friend.
Yes.
Since your youngest son Patrick will be graduating on Saturday. Although knowing how you operate, I'm going to guess your response to me is the week's not over yet. You were going to say something like that, weren't you?
There's still time.
Yeah.
How's that? Was that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same sentiment. You just phrased it differently.
It'll be official when it's official. How's that? Okay.
Fair enough.
Does that make you feel better?
Peyton Phoenix, the freshman catcher, stands in, hitting 125 on the year. Fair enough.
I noticed Mr. Crosley's a little quiet down there after that comment.
Swing and a miss.
That was a great first pitch by Hudspeth to start the inning, by the way. That's why I was kind of hinting that Mr. Crosley could do some, rain dance or whatever, to consider the forecast has some of that in the vicinity. So, you always got to blame somebody, Rob.
I'm just going to wait till late afternoon on Saturday and walk toward the tent. That's all I'm doing. That's my modus operandi for Saturday. That's fisted foul out of play down the right side.
Your agenda and itinerary is spot on. Congratulations.
Yep, that's my plan for Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Got nothing going on until about 4 o'clock.
I
And
wonder
then it's
why.
game on after that.
It's the weekend. Here we go.
Yep.
Don't worry, we won't have those five assortment of dogs
Better
for
make
you.
my rotation.
Yeah.
I'll bring my punch card.
Okay.
1-2.
I have the Pepsi all waiting for you.
Count to the leadoff man, Phoenix, in the top of the third.
Ooh.
That one almost hit him. He had to duck out of the way. And it's 2-2. 4-0 the score. Royals getting 2 in the bottom of the first, 2 more in the bottom of the second. Hudspeth kicks and deals. Hit hard, but right at this third baseman, Simmons, who catches it at waist level, moving to his left. First out of the inning, Simmons has made 3 of the last 4 plays for the Royals
Simmons
defensively.
is he's catching the ball off the bat. He's done a really good job of picking it up. Sometimes your players say, boy, I see everything, and he's done a nice job. Again, I hope I don't jinx him, but boy, he's done a nice job of really understanding where to be when the ball comes off the bat.
Nick Godsey, the second baseman, shortstop rather, takes a pitch in tight. He's a freshman as well, so I mentioned Roncalli with 2 freshmen in the lineup this evening. Southport doing the same. Godsey, the freshman shortstop, hitting 125. Rolls this one on the ground past the diving Simmons. Shortstop ball has it. Throw is high. Moyer stretched, held the bag, and Godsey is out.
Moyers came down a little awkwardly, too, on that end. Like he just twisted his knee, and boy, you hate to see that happen. He went a high stretch, and when he came down, he turned awkwardly.
Well, you hate to see that happen because he has had multiple ACL tears. So you hate to see that. Moyers is working on that left knee. The athletic trainer Mike Somm heading over. And while Mike Somm takes a look at Moyers, we'll go ahead and step out for 30 seconds. We'll take a break and come right back. You're watching and listening to Roncalli.
For details and special offers.
I'm pleased to report that Eric Moyers is back on his feet and walking around first base. Getting a high five from the first base coach, Mike Gaylord, over there.
The thing of it is, on that last play, Moyers does such a nice job of moving his feet and moving his body that on that throw that ball through, which was high, he turned, and boy, when he went down, you start thinking to yourself, that's a twisted knee, et cetera, et cetera. But you get worried, but Moyers is he's so fluid in that
Yeah.
position.
So the leadoff hitter, Unversaw, who walked, stole second, and was picked off third, stands in. Check swing on the pitch in the zone, strike one.
Great pitch. Boy, he completely fooled him on that one.
Well, as we were talking during the break, when you've got a kid like Moyers who's had 2 ACL tears and he doesn't get up right away and he's rubbing the knee, well, you
get worried.
Yeah, your mind goes to a bad place just instinctively.
Yep.
Glad to see Eric's up and him down there kind of shaking his left leg a little bit, flexing his knee.
I was most impressed with the way he moved his leg, foot keeping it on the bag, turning his body to make that catch, which was really a nice piece of work. Let's talk about the positive. Great defensive play. Thankfully, nothing bad on the other end. He'll have some
1-1
ice.
pitch to Unversaw. Hit off the end of the bat. Hudspeth has it. He'll walk it over and underhand to Moyers for the out. And Hudspeth, for the second straight inning, retires the Cardinals in order. We're through 2.5. Roncalli leads Southport 4-0. We're back with more in a moment on the Roncalli Media Network.
A proud supporter of Roncalli High School, Indy Teledata provides
Every
IT
day
solutions
we go
for
farther,
business.
try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Now, update from Center Grove in softball action. Top-ranked Roncalli taking on 9th-ranked Center Grove down in Johnson County this evening, and the Royals trail 1-0 in the bottom of the third. Keegan Rothrock giving up a run, after 3, I should say. And Keegan Rothrock giving up a run in the third, and Matt, that snapped a streak of 47 consecutive innings, scoreless innings for Rothrock.
Man, that's amazing.
She had gone almost 7 full starts, 7 full games without giving up a run.
That's unbelievable. Such a remarkable young lady with such remarkable performances. I'm
only
convinced.
The shortstop, number 5,
You and I
Andrew Ball.
would, to be able to do something like that, man, oh man. Again, remarkable.
So Andrew Ball leads off the bottom of the third for the Royals. Royals leading this game 4-0. Ball singled in 2 runs in the first inning.
Give Max Shelburne credit. He still has some lively pop in his pitches after obviously seeing a couple innings that, the Royals pushed some points across, but some serious velocity in his pitches still.
Check swing in the zone, call the strike. That pitch missed away. It's 2-1.
And let's be truthful here. He's had some high pitch counts. So obviously we're in the third inning. People would say, well, that's still early. But when you run a pitcher up with your count, you tend to see some velocity fall off.
That pitch was up high. Ball had to duck out of the way of that one. And it's 3-1. 4-0 Royals lead, bottom of the third. Ball taking all the way, outside corner a strike. And the count goes full. James Thorpe down in that first base coach's box, Southport graduate. Aaron Kroll, the head man in his 8th season down in the third base box. Roller. First baseman's off the bag. He can't find the handle, and Ball beat it anyway.
That would have been a close play, but even the unfortunate thing for Southport is Shelburne really wasn't even on the bag.
No, he got there late.
Number 52, Tanner Hudspeth.
I think that's going to be scored an infield hit.
I would say that's a good call. That would have been a tough play. Ball had some great speed to get there, but it was not a good defensive play when you think of how Shelburne wasn't really on the bag, but at the same point in time, the turn to throw. So,
well, that ball was hit slowly enough that Beck couldn't wait for the second baseman to come get it. He had to go get it himself. And when he turned to look for a target at first base, no one was there.
The unfortunate thing about Beck is the way he positions his body. It's really parallel with the line, and you know as well as I do, when you're the first baseman, you have to kind of have that left hip a little bit toward the the pitcher, so you can at least shift. When you're parallel down the line, then it really almost has to be right at you. So any type of movement, it makes it even harder. And where, in essence, where the second baseman's playing, he is way over toward the bag, so there's a huge gap there.
A 1 pitch out and away. It's 1-1. Beck holding ball over at first. Ball does have a stolen base in the game today.
And now I understand why, because they're cheating with the intent. If he's going, we're going to try to get to the bag as fast as we can. Well, it's a 50-50. You got to hope to God that the ball doesn't go down that way on a base hit.
That pitch at the knees called a strike, and it's 1-2.
I'd really like to see Hudspeth be, the old kind of choke up, cut your swing down. He's kind of, in times I've seen him, he's kind of struggled at the plate here. But he could really help himself a great deal when you have no outs and a good speed runner on first base.
Time called and granted. 4-0 the score. Roncalli leads bottom of the third.
Hudspeth just needs to be patient. Don't chase something that you don't need to do. Just be patient and obviously see what you can take.
Runner goes, pitch out and away, throw down, one hops the bag, and he's out. So ball is caught stealing. Throw taken by the second baseman, Taka, so he goes score at 2-4 on the caught stealing. First out in the inning.
Is it me or was Ball's end of that run just kind of weird? It looked like he stumbled a little bit or didn't get down quick enough.
Yeah, I think he chopped his feet or something.
Yeah, it looked like he...
Count is full, and the pitch is up, and now the count's full.
You almost kind of say, you don't say this, but it was like you're like almost pulling off the gas. That was interesting. It looked like he stumbled his feet, which enabled them to get him.
Hit hard and by the first baseman, Beck, off the end of the bat into right field. Hudspeth has a base hit.
Good piece of hitting by Hudspeth. Now you just sit there and you're kicking yourself because you'd have first and third in that kind of situation.
Courtesy runner coming out for Hudspeth is Michael Schaefer, the junior.
Good piece of hitting by Hudspeth. You like to see that when a person may struggle a little bit. Good. Fights off the pitch, pushes it right between the second baseman and first baseman. And for that, you get a courtesy runner. Congratulations.
So Hudspeth's hit is the 5th hit of the game for the Royals. 4-0 they lead, bottom of the third. 1 out, 1 on. The courtesy runner Schaefer at first, and Christian Ample stands in. He struck out to end the first.
Shelburne has an interesting delivery when he goes to first base. It's like he comes over the top.
Ample hits this one a long way to center field, over the center fielder's head, going back, and it is gone! Christian Ample has gone deep for the second time in 10 days.
And to center field, too.
It's a 2-run shot to the left of the flagpole in straightaway center. Ample's second home run of the season, and the Royals extend their lead to 6-0.
When that ball left his bat, I thought it was going to one hop, but it continued to carry and carry. And that's a poke. When you talk about over 380, that's a significant strike. It's a good piece of hitting by Ample. And to take a pitch that he could drive, which is important for a catcher like that.
The third baseman.
So here's Carter Simmons.
Carter Simmons.
Flew out to right field in his first time up. Royals lead 6-0 on the second home run of the season by Christian Ample. Hit his first here last Monday night against Lawrence North.
It's a great John Miller would say, take advantage of the opportunities, and he has done that.
Simmons in on the hands, chops it foul left side. Seeing Eric Moyers jogging up and down the left side fencing, just to kind of keep that knee loose.
Not putting a lot of weight on it, which is good. Just a friendly jog.
Fouled out of play down the right side. Moyer's not in the batting order tonight, so he can take
he can take as much time as he wants.
During this half inning.
He can have Mr. Som throw some ice on that thing too, if need be.
The 1-2 to Simmons coming. Here it is. Swing and a miss. He got him. Second out of the inning. Fifth strikeout of the game for Shelburne. Now Amadeo stands in with 2 away.
The designated
2 runs in
hitter,
for the Royals,
number 3, Alex
who lead
Amadeo.
6-0 in the bottom of the third.
For a second there, the catcher thought this was third.
Fired down to third, did he?
Fired down to first base. Come on back.
Amadeo takes a pitch at the knees, called the strike.
Amadeo is good patience in the batter's box in that situation. He got a little fooled on that one, but he's certainly got a hitter's eye right now.
And tied a ball, 1-1.
Interestingly enough, when you look at what Shelburne has done, he's had 6 first pitch strikes. When you're down, you have 6 runs on you. You know, that's pretty impressive. Unfortunately, not a lot of things have, he'd probably say, wanted to go the way he wanted to, but not bad. Not bad.
Pitch taken on the outside corner for a strike, and Amadeo's behind 1-2.
And Amadeo's got to really choke up on this one or cut down the swing because he's got to defend, and you know Shelburne's going to try to throw a fastball.
Pitch hit hard in the left center field. Center fielder drifting over. It'll drop in front of him for a hit. Umbersaw gets it back in, but Amadeo with the 2-out base hit. 3rd hit of the inning for the Royals.
Amadeo, nice hit. Felt like it was off the end of the bat, but
yeah,
he drove
Now
it.
batting for your Royals, number 19, Sam Rader.
That's Sam Rader at the plate. He singled and scored in the second. Royals 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 here in the third.
And in that situation where the center fielder was shallow, he was deep, and that was to Amadeo's benefit here.
Pitch out and away. It gets away from the catcher. And Amadeo heads down to second base.
Unfortunately for the catcher in that situation, he just let up too much. He had it, and it just got away, and then, of course, at that point, there was too little too late. I want to point out Jeter is doing a wonderful job snagging balls down here on the left field line.
Hit right back up the middle, knocked down by the pitcher Shelburne, picks it up, turns, throws to Beck for the out, and that will end the inning. But in the inning, the Royals get 2 more runs on 4 hits. No Southport errors. Royals strand a runner. We're through 3 innings, and the Royals lead this ball game by the score of 6-0. Stay tuned. 4th inning next. After this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Dog
Born to
services.
immigrants, our family was very close, supporting me when I left to serve on a submarine during the Korean War. Perhaps it was there I fully grasped the importance of personal mobility. But that was my key motivator in concepting the first portable cellular telephone for Motorola. I'm a pioneer, and my name is Martin Cooper. Find your calling in Marion University's new Witchker School of Engineering. Pioneers wanted.
Now the freshman Luke Green has come on to play first base for the Royals as Eric Moyers has come out of the game. We see him down at the end of the Roncalli dugout having a conversation with Roncalli athletic trainer Mike Somm. So Luke Green, the freshman, is in at first base. Our totals through 3 innings, Roncalli, 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 error and 3 left. Southport, no runs, no hits, an error and 1 left. 2-3-4 due up for the Cardinals here in the top of the 4th inning. Rob Brown and Matt Donovan with you. Great crew with us tonight. AJ Ablog is our executive producer on the video side. Nate Riddle handling our graphics. Daniel Striegel, our camera operator tonight. Happy you're with us on this Tuesday.
Perfect night. Can't draw it up any better than this, can you?
Eli Beck, no sir. Eli Beck leads it off. He struck out his first time up in the first inning. Beck, the senior first baseman. Had a couple celebrity birthdays today, Matt. Not a lot on the radar on that front.
Go ahead.
Craig Ferguson. You ever a Craig Ferguson guy?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but yeah.
No, me neither. Pitch taken low, a ball. Craig Ferguson, 59 today, former host of The Late Late Show.
Yeah.
So on the Drew Carey Show. Scottish comedian.
Yeah.
Or is he Welsh?
I think he was Welsh.
Might be Welsh. Pitch away, a ball.
He wasn't Irish, so
He was not
irrelevant.
Irish.
It's kind of irrelevant after that. No offense.
Significant football birthday today
Okay.
is the new Colts quarterback, Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
37 years old today. Pitch up. And he's talked about playing a couple more years.
Probably the most significant besides Doug Flutie. Boston College alumnus, you know?
I think the Hasselbecks might have beef with that. Pitch taken at the
Yeah,
belt,
I
a
know
strike.
it will, but, you know.
Fair enough. Yes.
Sure.
Probably the second best quarterback in Boston College history, Matt
Okay.
Ryan.
Yep.
After Doug Flutie, the Heisman Trophy winner.
Is
Pitch up.
he went, his family and my sister's family live nearby each other, too.
Matt Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
In Boston?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Okay, yeah, he's a Philly guy.
Number 11,
Philly guy.
Dante
Yeah.
McDonald.
My niece dated him for a little while.
So Beck works the walk to lead off the top of the fourth. Here's Dante McDonald. Reached via error in the first.
So let's talk birthdays. I'm going to throw one at you and see if you can enjoy this one. You ready?
Lay it on me.
Carlos Pena.
Carlos Pena played. He's one of those guys that I'm going to guess, if you look up his numbers on Baseball Reference, he played a lot longer than you think he did.
Yeah, he did. Just kind of nothing stellar, but just a consistent ball player, really.
McDonald takes a pitch outside that he thought was a ball, called a strike, and it's 1-1.
Here's a name celebrating a birthday, Jack Voigt. You remember that one?
I do. Played for the Orioles,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. I think Pena, he played on that Rays team that went to the World Series, right? Was he on that team?
He might have been. I can't remember.
Lost to played the Phillies?
Played the Phillies and little brush with greatness. Eric Bruntlett had the RBI, for the Phillies to win one of the big games. I'd like to say this is important to know. I babysat him when he was a little kid.
He's a Lafayette guy, right?
Yeah, his mom worked in our department. Clearly he doesn't remember.
That pitch goes off the glove of Ample. Pass ball will allow Beck to head down to second.
Had a great career at Stanford.
Bruntlett did?
Yeah.
Where did he play in high school?
Harrison.
Harrison, okay.
Yeah.
In
He was a
Lafayette?
Harrison.
West
Yep.
Lafayette?
West Lafayette, Harrison. He had the RBI with the big game that really kind of put the series in, won it for the Phillies, really.
Well, it looks like the Hall of Famer John Wirtz is calling it today. He's being driven back to his car on the back end of a golf cart. You see Coach Wirtz.
He's hoping for the parade of fans to acknowledge him as up. He's giving
Several
away
people
to
are
somebody.
waving to him as he's driving away.
I think he has some tip sheets for the Belmont in his hand, too.
Yeah, I think he does.
If it looks right.
No question.
It almost looks like the Pope mobile taking
Yep.
John Wirtz to his vehicular mobile.
Full count to McDonald. Pitch. Hit high in the air and foul. Right back over our heads.
Here's another one for you. Jose Guillen. You remember him?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, celebrating a birthday today.
Outfielder. He played for the Reds for a hot second. Had some big years with the Angels,
Yes.
as I recall,
Yes.
out in right field.
Right field, correct. So those are my favorite three top birthdays on this illustrious date.
Pitch in the dirt, a ball. So,
but I want to share.
Two straight walks by the Hudspeth to begin this fourth inning. And Roncalli's pitching coach, Patrick Hudspeth, Tanner's father, will take a trip out to the mound to have a conversation. Patrick Hudspeth, with those of you watching with us tonight, see the striped stirrups. Those are spectacular.
Phenomenal. You don't see them
with
anymore.
the Red Sox and the striped the blue stirrups, the red and white stripes.
Those are killer.
Yeah. Top shelf. 6-0 the score. Royals lead in the top of the fourth rather. Cardinals have 2 runners on, nobody out, and the cleanup hitter Bryce Calvert standing in. In softball action, Center Grove leads Roncalli 1-0 after 4 innings of play.
Not to be morbid here, but here's some great baseball players that passed away on this day today. You ready?
Okay. May 17th.
May 17th. Dummy Deegan. No
Dummy?
Joke. Dummy Deegan. Now, what in God's name what were the parents thinking when they came up with that one?
His name was Dummy.
D-U-M-M-Y, Dummy Deegan.
Did he play in the 1800s?
Probably. He died in 1957.
Okay.
But
Calvert showed bunt, pulled it back, pitch called a strike.
Just amazing to think your parents threw that on the birth certificate. Dummy Deegan.
Dummy Deegan. Okay.
And Sig Broski.
Not familiar with his work.
Dixie Walker.
Oh, I am familiar with Dixie Walker.
You would be.
Pitch taken outside, just missed. Dixie Walker managed in the he played in the 30s and 40s, managed in the 60s and early 70s, and let's just say his opinions about baseball integrating were not current.
That kept him out of the hall?
Probably, yes.
Yeah. So
Dixie and his brother, Harry the Hat Walker, also was a player and
could you
manager.
imagine the family reunions when that came around? You know?
Yeah, they were not very progressive in their thinking. Let's just
No.
leave it at that.
How about Buster Narum? You remember that one?
I don't know him.
So, and then Catfish Metkovich passed away today on this day. So I always love to look back and see the wild names that, graced baseball back in the years,
There were some gems.
Dummy Deegan still tops them all.
First and second, nobody out. Top of the fourth, Royals lead 6-0. 1-2 count to Calvert. Hudspeth checks the runner, and the pitch gets away in the dirt from Ample, and the runners will advance.
Ample's kind of disgusted at himself, Rob. He even shook himself. One of those situations he knew you can't let that happen. You put both those guys in scoring position. Hudspeth has got 2 strikes. This is the biggest thing. Let's get 1 out in this situation, then hope you can turn a double play or barrel down and try to get another one. But you can't let this guy take a nice stroll down to first base.
2-2. Swing and a miss. He was out in front of the changeup, and Calvert's gone on strikes.
Calvert if you watch that replay, his foot bailed badly to third, and that just helped Hudspeth greatly. He's got to keep that front foot,
17,
in. Doesn't help her swing much.
Big first out of the inning, just the second strikeout of the game for Hudspeth.
Interestingly enough, that's Hudspeth's, as I have it noted, 6th first strike pitch. First pitch strike, pardon me. Sorry for that. He's done a nice job of controlling his pitch count, too.
Caden Colford at the plate. Hits this one hard, and it's wide of the bag at foul, just foul at first base. So I did a little research on Dummy Deegan.
Yes, okay.
Dummy Deegan, his given name was Bill.
Okay.
His big league career consisted of 2 games pitched for the 1901 New York Giants.
Wow. That was probably the days of Moonlight Graham, too, and the New York Giants,
2 games in the big leagues for Dummy Deegan.
And you know who the manager was, don't you?
Probably John McGraw.
John McGraw, yeah. John McGraw.
Pitch low, call the ball. It's 1-2.
My favorite story about John McGraw and Casey Stengel. Stengel goes out to get a relief pitcher. You remember the old days when you motion, if you said left or right, the umpire made that decision. Stengel goes and motions for the left-handed pitcher. Of course, the Yanks are killing him. Well, the umpire calls for the right where Casey wanted the lefty, and so the right-handed pitcher comes in. Next day, Casey, of course, was upset. Umpire's a big deal. Next day, I'll wait till this pitch comes.
1-2. Outside corner, taking strike 3. Second out of the inning.
Great pitch, great comeback by Hudspeth. That's what you need in those situations. You got second and third. Don't put somebody in a situation where they're going first or moving that guy across.
Here's Takis, grounded to third his first time up. 2 runners on, second and third, 2 outs. Top of the fourth, Royals lead 6-0.
End of the story. The next day, Casey goes to hand in his lineup card to the umpire. The 9th position's not there, and the umpire goes, "What is this, Casey?" And goes, "Well, considering you picked my pitcher yesterday, I figured you just go ahead and do it again today."
Check saying strike. Did he get kicked out for that?
He was gone before the first pitch ever came. He was a goner.
Check swing strike for Takis. He's down 0-1.
McGraw and Casey were notorious for stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Hudspeth deep exhale, kicks and deals. Takis off the end of the bat. Milto retreating, settling up underneath it, looking up into the sun, grabs it for the out to end the inning. So Tanner Hudspeth works out of second and third, nobody out, gets a high five from his father, the pitching coach, as he heads back to the dugout. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left. We move through the bottom of the fourth. Roncalli leading Southport 6-0 on the Roncalli Media Network.
life, not laundry. Milto Cleaners.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Roncalli leading Southport 6-0. Top of the order, due up, Rudy Shutley, Johnny Rader, Joey Milto. Max Shelburne out for his fourth inning of work. Royals 6 runs, 7 hits thus far. Southport is yet to have a hit.
Let's go back to that last out. Milto did a really great job of shielding his body to make that play because he was right into the sun. And a lot of times it's you know as well as I do, there's tons of errors that'll come that way. But he did a wonderful job of really shifting his body to be able to block the sun, focus on the catch. Great job in that aspect. And it obviously helps his pitcher. You know, you don't let a run go across by an error, but kudos to him on that defensive play.
So after 5 innings of softball in Center Grove tonight, Center Grove leads Roncalli 1-0. Royals have had just 3 games this season out of 23 where they've been held under 10 runs.
Mercy. Pitcher's duel.
So Rudy Shutley leads it off. Rudy's 1 for 2.
17, Rudy
Struck out in the first, singled and scored in the second.
You know, Rob, this is a big week because it's the PGA Championship in Tulsa. So I have a real good question, real interesting question.
Southern Hills?
Southern Hills, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Name some famous MLB players that have come from the state of Oklahoma.
Oh, well, the two automatics that jump right to the forefront. Pitch to Shutley. Hit in the air to short right field. Second baseman gives way to the right fielder coming on, and it's one-handed by Colford for the out, 1 away.
Once again, talking about right field, boy, that is, with that sun the way that it is,
fielder,
you have to give
1,
credit and compliments to the
Rader.
right fielder because that is not an easy play to make.
Here's Rader. Johnny 0 for 1, hit by a pitch and scored in the first, reached via error in the second. So the two automatics right away are Mickey Mantle and Johnny Bench.
I didn't think you'd get Johnny Bench, but forgive me for being ignorant. You're correct.
Mickey Mantle and Johnny Bench.
I'll give you 2 others that I think will surprise you when you hear it.
I think, is Don Carmen, was he from Oklahoma? The pitch for the Phillies?
I don't think so.
That ball is hit foul down the left side, now to play.
I don't see Jeter going to get that.
No.
Jeter must be taking the inning off. Huh?
Yeah, after Mantle and Johnny Bench, I'm not sure I have any other
All right, you
top
ready?
of mind.
This one will surprise you.
Swing and a miss. And Raiders gone on strikes. 2 outs in the inning. Here's Milto. How about Robin Ventura? Was he from Oklahoma?
No,
he played at Oklahoma
State. Yeah.
That was my guess.
Yeah. Willie Stargell.
Joey Milto.
Willie Stargell from Oklahoma. Okay.
Yeah.
How about Pete Incaviglia? Was he from Oklahoma? He played at Oklahoma State also.
Yeah, Okie State. Had the opportunity to see him in '93 when I was living in Philly.
Pete Incaviglia?
Could
he
hit
could
the
hit
ball
it a long way.
Country mile. Now, if you hit it to him in left field, that was an interesting session.
It was like
to
he
say
was
the least.
playing left field with a steak knife in each hand. Pitch to Milto, fouled back to the screen.
Philly was notorious for having left fielders that couldn't move, and boy, they could hit it a country mile.
The Bull, Greg Lazinski.
Bull and Pete Clavelia.
Yeah.
I'll give you another one that will surprise you. Well, obviously, the great Jim Thorpe.
Oh, yeah, good call.
And Joe Carter.
Okay.
He's from Oklahoma.
Milto hits this one into right center field. Both outfielders giving chase. It will go over the right fielder's head. He catches it on one hop short of the fence. Milto takes a big turn. He's heading for third, and the throw is wide of the bag. And Milto, they thought he was going to head to home, and he straight off the bag, but able to scramble back. So a 2-out triple by Milto. Joey's second triple of the year. Puts a runner in scoring position and 2 outs for Andrew Ball, and the Royals leading 6-0. Bottom of the fourth.
Milto did a good job because the pitch was a little bit low. He went down and got it, drove it. Give credit to the right fielder. He one-hopped it and got it back, but boy, Milto was on his wheels as fast as he could get there. and really almost had himself a stroll to home. The interesting aspect, he was challenging him. Shelburne did a good job of like turning to throw like he was intending to, and thankfully Milto got back. But great piece of hitting and running by Joey Milto.
Ramon Martinez warming up in the Southport bullpen. We saw him throwing in the second inning. He's back up. Pitch taken, a strike. Here's the question. Do you remember, Matt Donovan, Cubs loyalist that you are?
Yes.
The Cubs picked Joe Carter in the second pick of the draft in
did.
1981 and then traded him in the middle of the 84 season in which the Cubs won the division.
Yes.
It was a team-altering trade for the Cubs. It essentially won the division for them.
Yep.
Do you recall who was involved in the trade? Pitch taken inside.
Sutcliffe was one of them.
Well, the Cubs got Rick Sutcliffe, who I think went undefeated.
He did. He was
As a
undefeated.
Cub.
Yeah. He basically wrapped up the Cy Young when he came over to the Cubs after that, if you remember.
June 13th, 1984.
Carter went, I can't remember where, didn't he go to he went to the Indians.
Into the Indians, yep. Ball works the walk. So now there's runners at the corners and 2 away for Hudspeth.
I'd like to point out, Rob, that my wife contends that I don't remember anything that she may tell me in the morning, but I remember the trade, okay? Because keep in mind, the thing about the Sutcliffe trade is they had to petition to MLB because it was past the deadline. And they were able to get Sutcliffe, which was the iron horse that they needed in the pitching area.
So the Cubs sent Joe Carter, Mel Hall,
oh God, yeah, Mel
and
Hall.
Don Schultze and a minor league pitcher, Darrell Banks, to the Cubs, or to the Indians.
The Indians.
For Rick Sutcliffe. That pitch gets away from the catcher, but not far enough for Milto to advance, but enough for Ball to head down to second base. Milto stays put at third, but Ball goes to second on the wild pitch. So second and third, 2 outs, bottom of the fourth, 6-0 Royals lead. The Indians sending to Chicago Rick Sutcliffe, Ron Hassey.
Yeah, I forgot about Ron Hassey, the
and
catcher.
relief pitcher George Frazier.
I forgot about George Frazier, which I might point out George Frazier is from Oklahoma.
Pitch back to the screen. Now Milto will come home and score on the wild pitch. So 2 straight wild pitches by Shelburne. Brings the run home. It's 7-0. And lets Ball head down to third base.
Good move by Milto. He realized that ball was passed and it was back, and he was able to come in standing straight up. Shelburne in those 2 pitches, it looked like he was trying to frame it, and then obviously he got away.
That ball's in the dirt, and now Ball will come home. So 3 straight wild pitches thrown by Shelburne, and it's 8-0.
That pitch did not look good.
My goodness.
No, did not look good. When he released it, it just didn't look good, and it just went straight down. Felt like it was just going straight down right in front of the plate. And unfortunately, it was a tough play to, it's hard to smother that type of pitch.
So 2 runners on, and 3 straight wild pitches have emptied the bases and given the Royals 2 more runs. Hudspeth 3-0 taking all the way a strike.
It's a nice comeback from Max Shelburne. You've struggled. Good move by Hudspeth to see what he can. Let's see what you can throw.
2 runs in the inning. Pitch high ball, and Hudspeth works the walk. 8-0 the score. And Schaefer coming out to run for Hudspeth as he did in the previous inning.
I want to go back to an Oklahoma player that I was my idol of baseball growing up, and was really, when you hear the name, you'd be like, oh, of course, Bobby Mercer.
Bobby Mercer, tremendous player.
Yeah, great with the Cubs and obviously legendary with the Yankees.
I'd say his best years were with the Giants.
True.
In the early to mid-70s.
Yeah. When he came to the Cubs, I was like a kid in a candy store.
Schaefer goes on the pitch, throw down, and Schaefer is safe with a stolen base. Michael Schaefer's 4th stolen base of the year. There was a defensive change prior to the half inning, as for Southport, Drew Yeomans is now down at third base, number 5. Pitch to Ample. He swings over the top of it for a strike, 0-2.
Schaefer was there that quick, Rob, that he basically slid across the base. Now, his parents will be pleased because his pants are all dirty, but that just tells you, boy, that's a great slide right there, huh?
Ample, a 2-run home run in the 3rd. Pitch, chop foul into the netting to the left of the Roncalli dugout. 2 runs in each of the first 4 innings for the Royals. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth.
Ample was anxious on that one. He got around pretty quick and just missed it. But he was also lucky he didn't bury it into his ankle.
Shelburne steps off, throw back. Schaefer had a big lead. The shortstop covering takes the play. Now Shelburne back on the rubber, and Ample wants time and is granted time. Now we're set back, ready to go. 0-2 pitch, 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth, Royals lead 8-0. Michael Schaefer down at second, pitch to Ample. Foul back again into the screen.
Good job by Ample. Pitch was a little bit up, but he fouled it off. Still got a chance. You know, you got a guy out at second base. If you had a great day at the plate, you sure as heck don't want to give up a strike and end the inning here. End the inning, pardon me.
8-0 the score. Shelburne's ready, checks the runner at second, steps off, throw to second. Shortstop covering, and Schaefer's back sliding. Schaefer getting a big lead at second base.
He is very determined to get a big lead with hopes to mess up the pitcher.
Inside corner, taking strike 3. So Shelburne gets out of the inning with the strikeout, but the damage done. Royals get 2 runs, courtesy of 3 straight wild pitches. There was a hit in the inning as well for the Royals, no errors, and a runner left. We're through 4. Roncalli leads Southport 8-0. We're back in a moment on the Roncalli Media Network.
Search.
Totals through 4 innings. Roncalli 8 runs, 8 hits, an error and 4 left. Southport no runs, no hits, an error and 3 left. Bottom third of the order do it for the Cardinals. Miller, Phoenix, and Godsey. Roncalli leading Southport 8-0. And Center Grove update. Royals leading, trailing Center Grove 1-0 after 6. So the Royals are batting for the final time tonight, down a run. 3 outs away from suffering their first loss of the season. Number 1 team in the country, ranked number 1 in the state of Indiana as well, 23-0.
When was the last time they lost?
Last time they lost was in the county tournament final, which would have been in the first week of May last season.
Right.
Lost to Franklin Central. 2 losses last year, 31-2 last year.
That's right.
Lost 4-0 to New Pal in the regular season last weekend in April, and then 1-0 to Franklin Central in the Marion County final.
Calvin Miller.
So they've gone over a calendar year without losing a game.
Unbelievable.
Calvin Miller leads off for the Cardinals in the top of the 5th.
Compliments to Dave Lauk, his staff, and that whole team.
Grounded out to second base to end the second. Did Miller. Takes a pitch out and away. What sorts of gems do you have for us tonight?
Well, let's go back to, obviously, the PGAs in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We talked about Jim Thorpe. I think this is by far the best citizen of Oklahoma. You remember UL Washington.
Absolutely.
And you remember what was his famous?
He played with a toothpick in his mouth.
Toothpick. Absolutely.
Played shortstop.
The toothpick.
In big league games for the Royals with a toothpick in his mouth.
And I always love hearing Tony Kubek saying, now, kids, don't you do that.
Don't do this, kids.
Kids, don't do that.
Don't play with a toothpick in your mouth. UL Washington.
Oh, yeah. Royal shortstop. Garagiola was just baffled when he would see that.
Smooth as you like, yep. 1-1. Swing and a miss on a pitch that bounced behind the plate. And he's down 1-2.
That, when you're a youngster watching that and you turn on the Saturday baseball game on NBC to see UL Washington with a toothpick in your mouth, then you literally would look at it and go, did I see what I thought I saw?
Oh, yeah. First time I saw it was on his baseball card. I did triple take. Swing and a miss. Miller's gone on strikes. That's the 4th strikeout of the game for Hudspeth. Here's Phoenix, the freshman catcher, lined out to Simmons at third base, his first time up.
Kudos to Hudspeth, Rob. I don't think he threw more than 4 pitches in that at bat.
He did not.
Which is a really good performance on that at bat. Keep your pitch count down low as much as you possibly can.
Pitch low ball.
Here's something to think about when we're talking about how many MLB players have come from the city of Oklahoma City or Tulsa. How many do you think?
The ball is hit into center field. The Raider went out and then came back in. It hangs up for a long time, and Raider makes the catch at shoulder level for out number 2. How many players? 22.
That'd be incorrect. Oklahoma City has 43
Oh, wow.
players that have played in the MLB. This is a staggering one. Tulsa, 45 plus.
Wow.
Yeah. Now see if you can determine who is Tulsa's favorite MLB alumnus. He was a manager. I was shocked when I found this information.
Nick Godsey takes a strike. A manager. Give me an era.
Well, he would have managed all the way into the 2000. Recently retired. Not long ago.
Pitch taking a strike.
Hudspeth's doing a great job, Rob, moving his pitches around. Boy, he has got great
It's not
command.
Bruce Bochy.
No.
He was born in France.
No. And he had the most hideous looking beard I've ever seen in my life.
Hudspeth 0-2. Missed away. I give
Bobby Cox.
Bobby Cox from Tulsa. Okay.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah. If we had to go an honor roll of Tulsa, you ready? Dallas Keuchel.
Yep.
Pete Kozma.
Yeah.
Todd Dunn.
Yeah.
Tim Flannery.
1-2. Foul tip into the glove and out of the glove of Ample. So Godsey stays alive. Tim Flannery had a nice career as an infielder for the Padres.
Yep.
Was a Padres coach.
That's
for
right.
a long time as a assistant coach.
Royals
get 2 in the top of the first. Excuse me, Matt. 2 in the top of the first. Roncalli leads Center Grove in the top of the 7th. 2-1. Royals get 2 in the top of the 7th. Still batting with nobody out.
Pardon me on that one, Rob.
Laurie and Molly Crosley on the scene for us tonight.
They are really working it hard for you, aren't they?
They are. That pitch just missed. Half the Royal infield headed toward the dugout.
Thought maybe I was surprised by that one too. I was probably mesmerized by the payroll check you're going to have to give Laurie Crosley for this one.
2-2 pitch. Chop back to Hudspeth. He's off the mound. He fields it. Flips it over to Green for the out. And the Cardinals go in order for the 3rd time tonight. We're through 4.5. Roncalli leads Southport 8-0 on the Roncalli Media Network.
Marian University.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Now the new pitcher on for the Cardinals is the sophomore right-hander, Ramon Martinez. So Ramon Martinez is the new pitcher.
Now pitching for the Cardinals, number 23.
That's kind of the same kind of setup as Max Shelburne. He has a lot of leg drive, strong arm, and the way he positions himself on the rubber is like a Lincecum as well. But you can tell he likes to really drive as much as he can. He's got a nice lively slider and a curve.
So defensive changes for the Cardinals. Drew Yeomans, who was playing first base the last inning, he is now behind the plate. So Drew Yeomans is catching, and in to play first base is number 2, Zach Shepard. So Shepard is now at first base. Yeomans behind the plate. And again, the new pitcher is the sophomore Ramon Martinez, making his 5th appearance, 3rd in relief. He's 0-2 with an ERA just north of 14. 6 in the third innings pitched. He's allowed 17 runs, 13 earned, 10 hits, 9 strikeouts, and 14 walks.
Boy, you'd like to see that walk count go down a little bit. If you're Martinez, you can't give up that many walks. It's just going to hurt you.
So we closed the books on Shelburne, the starter. He went 4 innings, gave up 8 runs. 6 of them were earned. The 2 that scored in the second inning via the error were unearned. He gave up 8 hits. He did strike out. Struck out 7 and walked 3.
Waiting for there's free food at the concession stand. We got hamburgers.
He also hit a batter
and some popcorn.
And had 5 wild pitches.
Ooh.
And he's the pitcher of record. He departs here to start the 5th. Bottom of the 5th, I should say. Simmons, Amadeo,
leading off for your Royals, the third baseman. Number
and
10,
Sam Rader due up
Simmons.
for the Royals in this bottom of the 5th. Royals leading 8-0. 2 runs for the Royals in this inning would end the game via the 10-run rule. If you're just joining us, the softball team trailing 1-0 at Center Grove tonight, heading to the top of the 7th inning. Played 2 runs in the top of the 7th to take a 2-1 lead. They're still batting, and the Royals have 2nd and 3rd and 1 out.
Are you getting this information like teletype?
I'm hitting the wood block with a drumstick. Base hit to left field.
That closes the book on that one, Bulls fans.
You.
Sorry for throwing you a curveball to get you all out of whack here. I just thought that was teletype coming across.
Cross launched into an impression of the Durham radio announcer the other day.
The greatest
yes.
baseball announcer besides Harry Carey.
Pitch out and away to Simmons. It's 2-1. We'll try and get back to the game here. 8-0 the score. Royals lead, bottom of the 5th.
Still the greatest call of them all. There's a line shot to third, and Steve Stone says, no, Harry, the batter just struck out, and they're throwing around the horn. Oh, I thought it was a line shot to third.
Foul tip. Simmons evens the count at 2-2. It's our only broadcast of the week. Be back with you next week for tournament action. And presuming the Royals softball team is able to beat Warren in the first round on Monday night, Pat Crosley and I will have the semifinal matchup with Franklin Central on Tuesday.
Can you confirm you won't use teletype?
Pitch away a ball, and Simmons works the walk. So leadoff walk for Carter Simmons. And here's Amadeo. Royals have now brought 2 more runs across, lead 4-1 in the top of the 7th with 1 out at Center Grove. And Rothrock is at the plate. Rothrock, who on
the designated hitter number 3, Alex Amadeo.
Thursday night last week when Pat and I had the softball game, hit a home run that landed in the 2nd row of the parking lot of the Bubble on the fly.
Wow.
To tie the single season home run record of 10.
Wow. That is a deep home run.
Yes.
Holy moly.
Pitch high ball.
Only top did it hit a car?
No. Well, people have gotten wise and quit parking in the first row.
There. Don't even park there.
Yeah, they've gotten smart.
Holy moly.
Her dad, Greg, hustled out to the parking lot and ran the ball down so she could have it for her collection. The home record tire. Curveball dropped in for a strike.
That was a nice pitch by Martinez. He really threw a good curveball in there. Completely confused Amadeo on that one. It's a nice pitch.
Throw over.
Martinez does a nice job of getting off the base. Excuse me, base. Isn't that terrible? Gets off the rubber and just has a nice quick throw over. He moves his feet fast. And, you see a lot of times pitchers when they're throwing, you can watch their feet. They're very methodic, but he's really strong.
Rothrock has just gone deep to set the new single-season home run record. And now it's 6-1 Royals in the top of the 7th, still batting. All 6 runs have come in the top of the 7th. Softball action down at Center Grove.
So much for that deficit they were facing.
Yep. Again, kudos to our intrepid reporters. No doubt Lori and Molly Crosley on the scene for us tonight. They have their fedoras on with the press card in the brim. Pitch taken for a strike, 2-2.
Does this qualify for overtime work for them?
I think so. We're after 7 o'clock, so yeah, I think so.
Got it.
Noah Wrestler getting loose in the Royals bullpen.
You know, in the old days, they'd be getting gift cards to Sizzlers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, for that type of work.
And now Simmons is hung up, throws to first, and he's able to get back. The catcher hesitated, tried to run him back, and Simmons is able to escape that situation and get back to first base.
The catcher really hurt himself on that one. He should have just thrown, get to first. Even if he throws, you're going to catch him and he's going to get caught hung up.
Count is full on Amadeo. Wrestler is completed warming up down in the Royal bullpen, heading back to the dugout. 3-2 pitch to Amadeo. Swing and a miss. He swung at a pitch out of the zone. He's gone on strikes. Here's Sam Rader, actually a pinch hitter coming to the plate. And Anthony Soupy, the senior, will hit for Sam Rader in the bottom of the fifth.
Number 9. That's Anthony Soupy.
Anthony Soupy to the plate, pinch hitting for Rader in the bottom of the fifth. Sam Rader, I should specify. Matt, it's NBA playoff time. You know what a big hoops guy I am.
Oh, extreme.
Got a couple hoops birthdays.
Oh, yeah?
Today. All of note.
Yeah. And who would they be?
Pitch in the dirt. Simmons got a late jump, throw down, and he's out here to there.
It was a great play by the catcher for Southport. He obviously kept in front, got it, and got up quickly and made a great throw.
So shortstop covering the bag. Simmons is out on the caught stealing 2-6. Second out of the inning for Soupy. Still standing in. Danny Manning, MVP of the 1988 Final Four.
Yeah, Kansas.
Long NBA career. Off-speed pitch taken for a strike.
Talk about a guy
today.
that put everybody on his back and carried him.
Yes. 88 NCAA championship Kansas team.
Beating Oklahoma.
Long NBA career despite 2 significant knee injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Swing and a miss. Soupy had a big cut, and he's down 1-2. I've not seen where Manning has landed. Is he coaching somewhere?
He was interim coach.
He was the interim head coach at Maryland to finish the season, but I've not seen any place.
Wasn't retained. I'm not certain if I've seen anything as of yet.
I've not either. Pitch out, missing, and it's 2-2.
And you have to give him credit, no matter which way you want to take the side. He did a nice job jumping in.
Yeah, he
that
did.
Situation.
He made something out of a thing that was a little sticky.
Mm-hmm.
2-2 pitch to Soupy. Inside a ball, and the count's full. Speaking of coaching, a guy that did an unbelievable coaching job this year, Hubert Davis.
Yes.
52 years old today.
Wow. And you know what? The thing about Hubert Davis, I always thought he was really a good announcer on ESPN and College Game Day.
Yes, he could have made it. He could have had a very good career if he just stayed doing that.
Right.
Swing and a miss. Soupy chased a pitch out. He's gone on strikes. And Martinez retires the Royals, all 3 batters he faces. We head to the 6th inning. Royals lead 8-0. We're back with more in a moment on the Roncalli Media Network.
Schedule online, anytime. Getting an appointment with Ascension Care Teams at St. Vincent just got easier with online scheduling.
Appearance, all in relief. He's 3-0 with a save, 2.47 ERA, 11 1/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 11 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned runs, 10 strikeouts against 8 walks. The starter, Tanner Hudspeth, goes 5 innings, did not allow a run or a hit. He struck out 4 and worked around 3 walks, and he is in line for what would be his 4th win of the season, with the Royals leading 8-0 as we move to the top of the 6th inning. Noah Wrestler warming up to Gangnam Style. What would your walk-up song be, Matt Donovan? You and I came up in the days before the walk-up song, obviously.
Oh, yeah, there was no such thing as that.
Right.
I'd have to go with the Pearl Jam. A little Pearl Jam, maybe Black.
Okay.
You know, great beginning song too.
Right.
You know, or yeah. I'll just say Pearl Jam. How about you?
I might go with Guitar Man by Jerry Reed.
Okay. Okay.
It's a little jaunty banjo at the beginning of that. What do you think about that?
I waved the white flag on that one.
You didn't see that coming.
No,
6-1. Softball score 6-1, by the way, going to the bottom of the 7th. Royals leading at Center Grove.
Kudos to them. You know, when you're down, going in the
1-0.
1-0, and you put 6 on the board, that's impressive.
Perfect season on the line. Yep.
And there's pressure there.
The center field.
Absolutely.
There's pressure
It's
there,
Unversall.
and to respond, to put that kind of crooked number on the board, it's just impressive for Dave Lauken and all of his team. That is not easy to do.
Mitch Unversall leads off. Leadoff man in this Cardinal order. Third time through. He's 0 for 1. Walked in the first, tapped back to the pitcher to end the third. Yeah, I'd either go Jerry Reed, Guitar Man, or I would do, and it's a little played because big leaguers use it. You hear it and you watch big league games, even some college games. But it's still a good song. It's a good opening to a song, and that would be "Sabotage" by the Beastie Boys.
Okay.
I would do that'd be one of the that'd be my second choice. Pitch away.
I'm gonna Country Roads has just got to be a compliment to that your Reed.
We talked about the Thank God I'm a Country Boy, right? The other night.
Oh yeah.
Swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
But you got if you're gonna go banjo style, I mean, you just got to go Country Roads then, I guess. Which I might add, someone in our household, Casey Donovan, will say that's just priceless right there.
That is nub foul. It's in
That
fair
is a fair
territory. It was
ball.
never called a foul ball. Unversall didn't come out of the box. Ample jumped out and got it and threw it down to first base. So a delayed reaction. I think Unversall thought that it hit him while he was in the box.
He's claiming it hit his kneecap, which, if you really heard the sound, it did sound like
it made a funny noise. Yeah,
it came off of.
And he's called out.
Oh, okay.
So he's retired 2-3 on the ground out. And we just got word that the game has gone final at Center Grove. Roncalli rallied with 6 in the top of the 7th to beat Center Grove 1-0 and keep the perfect streak alive. That is program win number 800.
The interesting thing about that too, Rob, is when you're down 1-0 going into your final at bat, really, and you put 6. Talk about a big win. I mean, all wins are big, but when you have a win like that in the situation they're in, boy, that is a huge, huge win for a team in the program, especially as you're getting close to the end of the season.
So Drew Yeomans, who came into the game at first base, now has moved to catcher. It's his first at bat of the night. Junior hitting .231.
Wrestler has some great movement going with this curveball and his slider right now.
Foul back.
Boy, he ran that in on him and he had every intention to just jam him, and quite frankly, he just jammed him.
Wrestler throws very over the top.
He does. It's hard to see sometimes.
Ball lifted in the air and foul down the left side, out of play.
When you're getting into these situations, which we always call twilight, sometimes it's hard to pick up a pitch. Now, when wrestler puts the pitch behind his cap and head and so on and so forth, sometimes it's really hard to see that. He uses it to his advantage, which is very helpful for him in that regard.
Time called. 1 out in the top of the 6th. Royals leading Southport 8-0.
Look how shallow they are in the outfield.
Pitch away a ball. Tonight's game is the annual Friends of Jacqueline Foundation game. Talk more about that here in a second. With Yeomans looking at a 1-2 count. Pitch rolled up the middle. Second baseman Sam Rader gets to it. Plants, throws, and Green can't find it in the dirt. And the runner's safe. That's going to be an error on the second baseman, Sam Rader.
Rader did a nice job. He just
third baseman,
hit
number
that
11,
hit the ball. Pardon me.
McDonald.
It's a good hit. He really got to it quick, planted and threw. Throw could have been a little bit better. Green could have helped by making a better catch on it as well.
So 1 on, 1 out. Here's Dante McDonald. He's 0 for 1. Reached via error in the first, walked in the fourth. Mentioned tonight's the Friend of Jacqueline Foundation game. Friends of Jacqueline Foundation aims to improve the quality of life for children battling pediatric brain tumors and other childhood cancers by pairing them with local teams, clubs, and community groups. Pitch taken a strike. Abel, who's a young man, who's a student at Southport High School. He's adopted by Roncalli's baseball team. He threw out the first pitch tonight.
Did a nice job. Threw a good
swinging
strike.
a pitch, swinging a miss, and McDonald's going on strikes, 2 outs.
Good.
Yeah, Abel threw out the first pitch, and he threw one right down the middle.
Much better than the mayor of Cincinnati and other, other performances we've seen.
Indeed.
Here's
Bryce Calvert. He's 0 for 2. 2 outs, 1 on. If you want more information, you can go to Friends of Jacqueline. That's FriendsofJaclyn.org to learn more. Friends of Jacqueline Foundation. Good to see Abel here tonight. He's been down in the dugout.
Nice effort
during the game
by both programs to be supportive
Yep,
of that type
both
of
teams came out
effort.
to watch Abel throw his first pitch out tonight.
That's great.
Ball in the dirt, 1-0 count. No wrestler on for his first inning of relief for the Royals.
Last at bat, 3 pitches, and he obviously rung him up. So
throw over, and Yeomans almost got caught leaning. Luke Green over at first base.
Thought for a second Green was going to play the old hide the ball incident, which could have happened because it's kind of the shadow is in that area.
Chop to shortstop. Ball sits back on, takes a big hop. Long throw. Green on the stretch, holds the bag, and he's out.
That hop was wild.
So Ball stuck with it and retires Calvert to end the inning. In the inning, no runs, no hits, a Roncalli error, and 1 left. We are through 5.5. Royals lead Southport 8-0 on the Roncalli Media Network.
Steve's Flowers and Gifts is... East Thompson Road.
Rob Brown, Matt Donovan with you at LaPinta Field on the campus of Roncalli High School. Roncalli leads Southport 8-0 in baseball action last week of the regular season. Final regular season home game for the Royals, but not the final home game because Roncalli hosting the sectional next week, so they're guaranteed at least one more game on this LaPinta Field. They'll take on Perry Meridian next Wednesday night at 5 o'clock in Game 1. Southport and New Powell will be Game 2 at 7:30. Top of the order due up for the Royals, Shutley, Rader, and Milto. Talking in the last inning about basketball birthdays. We mentioned Hubert Davis, 52 today, the coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. Took them all the way to the NCAA championship game in his first season as the head man. You forget that he played 12 years in the NBA. He had a long NBA career.
With the Knicks?
Mainly with the Knicks, yeah. Played a little bit with the Raptors at the tail end, I believe.
All the more reason why to hate the Knicks, you know.
Tony Parker, 40 years old today.
Tony Parker was such a great piece of those Spurs teams.
4-time NBA champion, 4-time All-NBA selection, MVP of the 07 finals.
Excuse me, great defensive player, too.
Leading off for your Royals.
Still, the highlight of the Spurs is really Manu Ginobili knocking down the bat. You know,
that was a game against the Pacers in San Antonio.
Really?
Yeah. Rudy Shutley, 1 for 3, singled and scored in the second. And, of course, not to be outdone. Pitch high ball, as you are always trying to bamboozle me with baseball players in the 1890s. He's no longer with us, but born on this day back in 1938 was Pickles Kennedy.
Wait, hold on, time out.
Off the end of the bat, just fouled down the left sideline.
Born on this date?
Pickles Kennedy.
I don't think that's accurate because it's not on my list here.
Well, he's a basketball player.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
what I'm saying.
I'm throwing
I'm throwing you an obscure basketball player.
Yeah, you win.
Pickles Kennedy
Okay.
who played at Temple. Again, Pickles is no longer with us.
Yes.
But Pickles played 7 games. His NBA career was 7 games. Shetley takes a pitch high ball. It's 2-1. 7-game NBA career playing for the 1960-61 Philadelphia Warriors.
I was going to say the Warriors. Yep.
Where he was a teammate of Wilt.
Probably played at the Palestra, too.
I'm sure at Temple he played the Palestra,
Yeah.
The Sixers played their home games back then at Convention Hall.
That's right, Convention Hall, yeah.
Which is no longer standing, I do believe.
Convention Hall is still standing.
Is it still standing?
It's still there.
Okay.
It was when I was living there. It was called the Convention Center. And then at that
LaSalle played their home games there.
played their home games there.
Before they built an on-campus gym.
Right. Mm-hmm.
3-1 pitch to Shetley. Taking all the way, he works the walk.
Here's a trivia question for you. How many, Drexel and Penn are in
batting
Philly.
1, Johnny
How many
Reeder.
blocks separates them from campuses?
Drexel and Penn?
Yes.
The way you asked the question, I'm going to think it's a low number 6.
One block.
One block, really?
One block. They're next to each other. Yeah.
Although Drexel's not considered one of the Big 5, correct?
No. In fact, somebody asked me that question the other day, and I flunked them on it, if that makes you feel any better.
Well, I asked correct. I qualified it. Here's Johnny Rader. Throw over. Shetley's back diving as Shepard holds him at first.
Yep.
I believe the Big 5 is Temple, LaSalle, Villanova, St. Joe's, and Penn.
There you go. Congratulations.
But Drexel is also a D1 program.
It is a D1 program in that area, but they are not in the Big 5.
So are there 6 Division I programs in Philly?
Yes.
I'm not missing anybody, right? There's
2 next door to each other. Yep. Westchester's out there, but they're Division II.
They were Division I at one point.
Yes, but they're Division II
Yeah.
now.
Rader takes a pitch on the outside corner, a strike. He thought it was ball 1.
I thought I had the opportunity to see the Big 5 tournament, which was Temple versus Villanova, and then Penn versus St. Joe's.
At the Palestra?
Well, unfortunately, no. It was at the Spectrum.
The Spectrum. Shetley's back on his stomach.
So it's Cheney versus, gosh, that's good.
Against who?
The
They're
head
playing
coach.
who?
Well, it was Temple versus Villanova, and I'm forgetting.
Was it Lapis?
Lapis.
Steve
yes.
Lapis.
Lapis would drive you crazy because he'd be up and down the sideline.
Inside corner, call the strike.
You go bonkers trying to follow him.
Raiders down 0-2. Speedy Morris was coaching at LaSalle at the time.
Speedy Morris, yep. And Fran Dunphy was head coach of Penn. In St. Joe's, are you ready for this?
Time called.
Phil Martelli.
Phil Martelli. Did Fran Dunphy got back into coaching, didn't he?
He left Penn and went to Temple and then retired at Temple and became the AD at Temple for a period of time.
I think he just took the LaSalle job.
Did he really?
I think so, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Did I slip one by you there?
Yeah, you obviously did.
Rader fouls that one away, and he's still down 0-2.
One of the best. Fran Dunphy was such a tremendous basketball coach. He was such a smart X's and O's coach and could just find ways to beat you with certain aspects of just fine fundamentals of the game. I mean, he's just a good fundamental coach.
Pitch missed away. Rader was down in the count.
Holy moly, he is. Great coach.
He got back in.
Wow. Great coach. Enjoyed watching him coach. I mean, you stop and think about it. The 5 had Martelli, Fran, Cheney.
Hit hard, just foul, wide of the bag down the third baseline.
Aaron Kroll did a nice job of doing a sidestepper. He would have had one in his hip pocket there.
Mm-hmm. Aaron Kroll, 138 wins against 57 defeats and a tie in his 8 seasons here at Roncalli. Of course, that giant 2016 baseball state champion banner down in the left field corner.
With the most infamous call.
That was a career goal for me, not calling that game, but a call that I made ended up on a banner in a bar. That was a bucket list item for me. Rader chops this one. Third baseman charging. He can't come up with it, and everybody's safe. That's an infield hit.
McDonald did a really good job, Rob. That's a tough play. He charged it as hard as he could, tried to get it turned. You know, you hear that statement kind of handcuffs you. McDonald kind of got handcuffed, but you got to give him credit. He really hustled as fast as he could to really put out a Raider at first base.
Bottom, that chopped right off the front of the plate and went high in the air. McDonald had no chance to get Rader, but he did, as Matt said, did a good job of knocking it down to keep Shetley down at second. So now the Royals have first and second, nobody out. And they're 2 runs away from ending this game in the bottom of the 6th via the 10-run rule. Joey Milto stands in as the Royals lead 8-0. Martinez to the plate, Milto taking all the way, outside a ball.
Martinez is doing a nice job of just trying to, especially with Milto up there, really trying to put it away from him so he chases. Some good movement, really good movement on his pitches.
Pitch high, ball, 2-0.
Here's a couple of trivia questions for you.
Lay it on me.
Name some other coaches, big-time coaches, college, that coached
in the Big Five?
In the Big Five.
Dr. Jack Ramsey?
Yes, sir.
Chuck Daly?
Yes, sir.
Jack Kraft, I think, was the old Villanova coach.
Jack Kraft was, yes.
Pitch misses out, and it's 3-0.
You'll miss this one.
Jim, who was the guy that ended up coaching? Jimmy Lynam was the coach at St. Joseph's.
Jim
coaching the Sixers.
Ended up being
Missed
the general
inside.
manager of the ended up being the general manager of the Sixers, and will always go down in history for drafting Sean Bradley.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Well, and Dr. Jack Ramsey was the GM of the Sixers when they traded Wilt to the Lakers.
And you know who was Dr. Jack's assistant coach? Jimmy Lynam.
Mm-hmm. Bases loaded, nobody out for Baugh.
Do you give up?
Bottom of the 6th, 8-0 score. Who did I miss?
Digger Phelps.
Where did he coach?
He coached at Penn for a while.
As an assistant?
He was head man for a little bit, I think, too.
Infield is in. Ball check swing, and he went. Well, I know Digger was the coach at Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, I think it was Wagner.
Before he got the Notre Dame job. That was PJ. No, he was at Fordham. He was at Fordham.
Right.
PJ Carlismo was at Wagner.
Right.
Pitch out and away, a ball, 2-0. Who was the coach of the Penn team that went to the Final Four in
got beat by Magic Johnson?
1979. Was that Bob Weinauer?
I think it was Weinauer, yeah. That team played Magic, and the Michigan State team got thumped.
Lost by 40.
Yep.
That short hops the plate, and Shutley will come home to score the 9th run of the game. And now, with nobody out in the inning, Johnny Rader is 90 feet away from ending this game. So the wild pitch brings Shutley home. The Royals have scored 3 runs tonight via wild pitch.
That one was a tough one. He almost tried to do as best as he could to get on top of it, but that thing, the ball hit the plate and just skipped, and it was hard to knock that thing down.
Fly ball by Ball would end this game. 2-1 count, nobody out. Bottom of the 6th, Royals lead 9-0. Runners second and third. Infield is in. Ball hits it hard. Shortstop knocks it down. Looks the runner back. Throws to first. Here comes the runner to the plate. The throw is late. He slides in safe, and that will end the game. So Andrew Ball's fielder's choice, or a ground out, I should say, brings Rader in for the walk-off run, and the Royals win this game over Southport in 6 innings by the score of 10-0. Stay tuned. We'll step out for a couple minutes. When we come back, Matt and I will total everything up, tell you all about it on tonight's Steve's Flowers and Gifts postgame show. That's next on the Roncalli Media Network.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They have to make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag. On two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary ER or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Rob Brown, Matt Donovan back with you on the Steve's Flowers and Gifts postgame show. Roncalli defeats Southport tonight in 6 innings by the score of 10-0. We're pleased to be joined right off the top by the head coach, Aaron Kroll. First of all, Coach, let's go ahead and we're on camera here, so we're going to turn around and talk to the camera. We talked after the game on Friday night. You felt very good about how your team was positioned coming off that win over a really good Carmel team. What was the approach tonight, knowing that you had 2 games, kind of a shorter week and a more spaced out week where you could really kind of get yourself fine-tuned for sectional next week?
Yeah, just trying to get ourselves ready for next week. So obviously this will be Hudspeth's last outing before the sectional. So that was the whole idea, was to get him out there and have another good outing. We knew he had a no-hitter and he wanted to go back in, but that was my call. So he was at 69 pitches, and I just didn't want to run him back out when I didn't feel it was necessary. And we wanted to get Ressler and an inning, and we actually wanted to get Simmons.
I saw you had Simmons
inning
down there getting ready for pitch the 7th.
in the 7th, just trying to continue to get those guys used to coming into the game in the late innings to get us ready for next week. So that was the plan. That's why Hudspeth did not go back out for the 6th.
What was the game plan for your team at the plate, and how do you feel like they executed in terms of their approach tonight?
I thought we were just okay, to be honest. You know, we're trying to get used to now. They're getting out of school at 12:30. They got finals this week, so I wasn't in love with our preparation today before the game, to be honest. So they'll get to hear about that here in a few minutes. In terms of our approach at the plate, that's, really never going to change. We want to be aggressive early and attack fastball counts, and I thought we were just okay with that today.
Coach, you got to take time to really give credit to Ample. I mean, when he obviously started to have some opportunities, he was low in the batting order, and now he's obviously creeped up, and a big home run today. I mean, the other aspect of that is that's an individual who's taken advantage of opportunities.
Yeah, no doubt. We've been trying to fill a few different spots throughout the year, and he's definitely one who's settled in behind the plate and done a really good job. He's a really good kid, a really hard worker. Won our best teammate award last year is the type of kid that he is, and he's earned it. So just a kid that I'm really proud of. Comes out, works hard every day, no matter what his role has been. So he deserves everything that he's earned. Just a fantastic kid. So it's awesome to see him having some success and solidifying himself behind the plate for us.
One more game in the regular season. Thursday night, you go up to Lawrence North. What do you want to get out of that game? What would be an ideal scenario for you on Thursday?
Well, obviously, just to go out and continue to play well. They're a really good team. Obviously, we saw them early last week. So if we play well, we can probably get a win there. We're going to, throw a couple other guys out on the mound that we want to see one last time before next week. Hopefully the rain will stay away. I'm a little concerned about that because if they get rained out tomorrow, they got conference. I'm concerned it's going to get pushed to Thursday.
Right.
And I really want to get one more game before next week. So if we play well, we know we can play with them, but they're a really good team.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking a few minutes for us, and we'll catch up with you next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
That's the head man, Aaron Kroll. We appreciate him taking some time for us here on the Steve's Flowers and Gifts post-game show. Matt and I will stay here and recap this one for you tonight. The Royals getting 2 runs in each of the first 4 innings. 2-run single by Andrew Baugh in the first. Royals getting 2 runs, courtesy of a Southport error in the second, led 4-0. Then a 2-run Christian Ample home run in the third inning made it 6-0. Royals added 2 more runs in the fourth, aided by 3 wild pitches that helped bring 2 runners around to score in the fourth. That made it 8-0 Roncalli. After the Royals failed to score in the fifth, they needed just 4 batters and 1 out to get 2 runs across and walk it off in the bottom of the sixth, the final run coming on an RBI ground out by Andrew Baugh to make the score 10-0. Time to turn our attention to tonight's Ortho Indy star of the game, and you heard Matt Aaron Kroll talk about the starting pitcher, Tanner Hudspeth. It was the second time this year that Hudspeth has had an outing where he's not allowed to hit. He pitched a 7-inning complete game no-hitter against Covenant Christian last month. Tonight he throws a 5 innings of no-hit baseball. Noah Ressler pitched the hitless 6th for the Royals. So Hudspeth has really kind of sharpened himself up here in this last month after getting off to a really rocky start in the first 4 weeks of the season.
He did a really good job, I think, in one aspect. Sometimes you'll see some wild pitches. And what he did do tonight is he really commanded a good piece of that strike zone, meaning he kept Southport from really getting themselves around to put some big, denser hits. And one thing I was really impressed is he didn't run his count high. He had a couple 3-2s, but you know how that is when you don't give up a lot of you don't want to give up walks because they're dangerous. But he did a really good job of keeping that ball 3 situation. So he kept his pitch count low, which enabled him to kind of, when you stop and look at the statistics, when he's got no hits going in all the way to the 5th or something, that's a compliment to him.
So Tanner Hudspeth, the junior, he is tonight's Ortho Indy star of the game. Ortho Indy is one of the most highly respected orthopedic practices in the Midwest and one of the largest in the country, providing leading-edge bone, joint, spine, and muscle care from multiple locations throughout central Indiana while staying true to their mission and their patients. Give them a call at 317-802-2000. So we update the record. Southport drops to 6-16. Cardinals have dropped 7 games in a row. They'll close out the regular season on Thursday night at North Central, weather permitting. And meanwhile, the Royals win their second straight. They move to 13-11, and they will play at Lawrence North on Thursday night, again, weather permitting. With the win tonight, this was the 62nd meeting all-time between Roncalli and Southport. Royals lead the all-time series 42-20. Sectional schedule next week will all be here at Roncalli. Royals opening sectional play on Wednesday night. That's the first round. Roncalli playing Perry Meridian at 5 o'clock. Royals beat Perry Meridian 5-4 here back on the 28th of April. Meanwhile, Southport will play the second game on Wednesday night next week, taking on New Pal. That's around 7:30. Then the winners of Wednesday night's games will play on Thursday night at 5 o'clock. The second game Thursday night at 7:30 will pit Franklin Central against Warren Central. Those two teams getting a bye on Wednesday. And then Thursday night's winners will come back on Memorial Day morning at 11 o'clock to decide the sectional final. We're scheduled to have some of those games for you next week. It all depends on the results of the softball sectional as well as the results here on Wednesday night. We know for sure that our next broadcast will be next Tuesday night. Royals open sectional play for softball at Franklin Central on Monday night, taking on Warren Central. If the Royals are able to top Warren Central, and I'm not going to make too many assumptions, but I feel pretty good about that, we will have the game for you then on Tuesday night, 7:30 the start time. That's an audio-only broadcast on RoncalliMediaNetwork.com. Pat Crosley and I will have the call at 7:30 from Franklin Central next Tuesday night for what would be the sectional semifinal round. Hope you can join us then. But, Matt, some final thoughts on tonight as the Royals continue to sharpen up.
You always enjoy when you beat your rival. And then one of the things that when you look at the scoreboard, all but one inning had some numbers. So the biggest thing when you win, it's always great to beat your rival, but more importantly, you only had one inning where you didn't score any runs. So the offensive production is what you really look at. And obviously your pitching was just phenomenal.
Well, tonight's game, as before we wrap this one up, tonight's game is the final video broadcast of the school year for us here on the Roncalli YouTube feed. This is our 31st and final video broadcast. So before we wrap this one up, I want to extend a special thank you to AJ Ablog, our executive producer of the Roncalli Media Network, who oversaw the video broadcast for the second half of this school year, doing a great job. It was a pleasure to work with AJ and his great crew of students. Tonight we had with us Nate Riddle handling our graphics and the direction, and Daniel Striegel on the camera. So kudos to AJ and his crew, and we hope that you tune in back with them on the YouTube channel in the fall when they rev it up for another school year and season. We know they've got some great stuff planned for you, so we hope you can join them for that. But in the meantime, I want to thank them for their efforts. I also want to thank my partner, Matt Donovan. Thanks for being here, partner.
Appreciate it. Loved it.
Hope you enjoyed listening and watching as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Tonight's final total, Southport, no runs, no hits, an error, and 4 left. Roncalli, 10 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, and 5 left. Winning pitcher is Tanner Hudspeth. He's now 4-4. Losing pitcher Max Shelburne is 2-4. Tonight's time of game, an even 2 hours in front of a crowd of 143. Remember, our next broadcast will be next Tuesday night, softball sectional from Franklin Central, 7:30 start time here on the network. Hope you can join us then. And again, our broadcast is a production of the Roncalli Media Network. The executive producer is AJ Ablog. Our business manager is Aaron Hummel. Our booth announcer is Rachel Brown. For my partner, Matt Donovan, I'm Rob Brown. Again, our final tonight from Roncalli, as Roncalli's Baseball Royals defeat Southport by the score of 10-0. Until we talk to you next time, on behalf of our entire Roncalli Media Network crew, it's been Rob Brown saying, so long, everybody.